What's up, guys? Adam Green here. No more news. It is Friday, December 19th, 2025. Huge things happening. The cast is back. We have another episode of the fiasco, the circus, the drama, all leading up to Amfest. Should have had Charlie Kirk in the thumbnail as well. But we got Ben Shapiro calling out Tucker and Fuentes and Candace. Candace's latest kookery. We've got all types of stuff. It's going to be a huge show. Friday show. 5 streams this week. Powerchat.live/no more news. Links in the description below and pinned at the top where we're streaming to Rumble and Odysee. And let's get right into it. Right into the fun at Amfest, America Fest, TPUSA's big conference. Number 1, they have a booth. Jesus is Jewish. Ask me why that matters. Jewish voice. The Christians forever mocked, no matter how much coping they do about Jesus being the Jewish Messiah and the King of the Jews. Can't wait to see some of that content that they got going on. Now here's Ben Shapiro going nuclear on Candace and Candace's reaction.
It's the job of those of us who try to shape public opinion to hold politicians to account and to hold them accountable to our values.
Our Judeo-Christian values.
Must not let fear of audience deter us from telling the truth. We must not let fear of other hosts deter us from telling the truth. So, for example, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk.
So they're booing Candace and they're also cheering Ben for calling her out. And she's the joke. She's the whipping doll. She plays the heel. It's like she's the mark. She plays the villain role. She takes the L. She hands Ben Shapiro an easy W. And then that serves to discredit all of the, some of the true things she might say about Zionist power in America. So now she's the discredited clown. Now let's go see her reaction to this.
If Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk
I wonder if is this really her reaction?
So, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk casting aspersions at TPUSA and the people who work here, who worked with Charlie every single day, his best friends.
Every single day. And last we covered, even when she said the only thing that will make her stop is Erica Kirk, Charlie's wife. And then she begs her to stop, and then she goes, oh, she just said stop lying. And then she keeps going. And now she's doubled down. We're going to get into her latest eyewitness expert that claims he saw Erica Kirk at a military base the day before. Like, come on, they're still doing with this. They're still going with this. Candace's reaction to Ben calling her out, he goes, why is he so defensive? Why is he obsessed with Charlie's death? Like, she hasn't been covering it nonstop for the last 3 months.
Mikey McCoy and Andrew Colvin and Blake Neff and Tyler Boyer and, yes, at Erica Kirk. And to imply or outright claim complicity in a cover-up over Charlie's murder. To spew absolutely baseless trash implicating everyone from French intelligence to Mossad to members of TPUSA in Charlie's murder or a cover-up in that murder. Then we, as
don't forget the Egyptian planes, too.
People with a microphone have a moral obligation to call that out by name.
I don't think this is really her reaction. I feel like this is clickbait. Because it's just her, this is her on a loop, I think.
Never should have been put in the position to have to defend themselves against such specious and evil attacks, particularly in a time of mourning.
I called this from day one. I'm like, they're going to use this as abusing his wife, attacking a grieving widow. This makes the anti-Semite crowd look like psychopathic, like evil, possessed demons. To the most people out there, to the normies, to the mainstream, that's all that this is doing. The only role it's playing. That's all. That's the only fallout from all of this. Front and center.
People who refuse to condemn Candace's truly vicious attacks, and some of them are speaking here, are guilty of cowardice. Yes, cowardice.
Who he might have been talking about there. Russell Brand opens with a prayer. He just had Candace on and didn't push back that much. Tucker Carlson, obviously, maybe also the blonde woman. I just had her name on the tip of my tongue. Megyn Kelly also could be who he's referring to.
The fact that they have said nothing while Candace has been vomiting all sorts of hideous and conspiratorial nonsense into the public square for years is just as cowardly. Second, because we owe you the truth, we owe you the duty to speak out of principle, not personal feeling.
So now we're all getting lectured by Ben Shapiro, lobbing him up easy W's that he can knock out of the park and make his opposition look insane. That's the role that Candace is playing here, whether that's intentional or not. That is how it's unfolding.
It should not matter whether we despise someone or whether we love someone.
Making Ben Shapiro seem like the adult in the room. Little Benny seeming like the rational one because we got kooky Candace as his antithesis.
They say and what they do, and whether those things are morally decent or not. On a political level, do they foster freedom, justice, and prosperity? On a personal level, do they treat others as they would wish to be treated? Personal feeling is not.
See, this is so fake. This is not her reaction to this. People are such frauds. So many pathological liars online.
As an example.
And then so many gullible people that just swallow it hook, line, and sinker without any discernment. It's just...
Friendship with public figures who say or do evil things
a disaster.
Is not an excuse for silence on the matter. Politics is not the sisterhood of the traveling pants. Politics is about principle, and if you are willing to sacrifice basic truth...
All right, getting boring now. Sorry, Ben. There's some other highlights we have here. Let's back up. Let's see. Where were we? The 5-minute one. Ian Carroll's reaction is, whoa, bro, the synchronicities are off the charts today, bro. Waves are pumping, man. I'm feeling the vibes. Just these, dude, pretty sus, pretty weird, these synchronicities, bro. Candace's response was, where is it? Oh, this is where he calls her retarded.
Says, because we have a duty to truth, we also have a duty to provide you with evidence of the claims that we make. Emotive accusations, conspiracy theories, and just asking questions, that's lazy and stupid and misleading.
Just asking questions, man. I don't know. That feels pretty sus, dude.
None of them are a substitute for truth. None of them are a substitute for evidence. So, when Candace Owens says, I don't know, but I know, that is retarded. And we are all more retarded for having heard it.
See, now we're all laughing and a big joke about retard Candace. See how this plays out? See when we have kooks like Candace as leading voices, this is how it unfolds. Come on. Candace's response, more kookiness, of course. She goes, every time Ben speaks, I feel her feels more certain Israel is involved in 9/10. He's just way too invested in Charlie's murder. This is the woman that has been doing conspiracies about the assassination for 3 months straight. He's too invested. Talk about... Excuse me. Still getting over the cold. Talk about epic levels of projection. He's too invested in the murder. Addressing all of her theories. Hey, little defensive. That's pretty sus, man. He never liked Charlie, and he's now suddenly pretending he had a duty to defend his legacy. Ben only cares about Israel's interests, so Israel is involved. So Ben responding to all her kooky stuff is proof that Israel is involved. The gaslighting is insane. I know that he's too invested in the murder. So she's using him calling her a retard and calling her out as proof Israel's involved. But then if they ignored her, she'd be like, they're not responding to me. They won't say my name. That's proof that Israel's involved. Arian Blondie, what's up? She says she just keeps digging this hole. I know. She's not going to stop. She can't stop, won't stop. That's just amazing to me. But the synchronicities, bro, you seeing them? I'm feeling these synchronicities. He raves about Alex Jones, too. Let's see. I know he mentions, there's a clip of him talking about Fuentes also.
We have a duty to propose solutions. That's why we have to talk about our problems in order to find the solutions. That's what politics was supposed to be about, after all, finding solutions to our common problems. If we speak endlessly about the problems we face.
Anonymous
sent
thank you.
$5. Are you familiar with Anthony from Avoiding Babylon? They think Vatican II secretly said the Jews are cursed because of the elder brother allegory is meant to signify the mark of Cain. I think they are coping, but have you heard that theory?
That the Vatican II secretly says they're cursed? No, it denounced the idea that they're cursed.
Sent $100 for a
Whoa!
2026 full of success.
ABX89, you are amazing. Thank you so much, bro. Getting us off strong with the hundo dono.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you.
No, seriously, thank you for making this possible. Without some of the bigger ABXs dropping a little more shekels, I wouldn't be able to do the show, honestly. Jews in power using her to poison the well. Well, whether they're using her or propping her up or she's reading off a script, doesn't matter. She is poisoning the well.
Without ever positing a solution other than
that was you, Bro Rebbe?
Power in a cult-like figure.
No, it wasn't.
We are not finding solutions. We are merely making problems worse. Just asking questions, positing vague conspiracies, raving like Alex Jones about the secret confederacies that control your life. None of it makes your life better. None of it. In fact, it makes your life markedly worse. That's because if you truly come to believe that nothing in your life is in your control, you can't even take control of your own life. You despair of—
Oh, Alex Jones responds. Hold on. Alex Jones breaking response to the little Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro, I challenge you to a debate. I challenge you anywhere, anytime, any place, as long as there is a neutral moderator.
Yeah, Candace still allowed, being promoted by the kosher algorithm, allowed on YouTube. I know. What else do you need to say? Same with Ian Carroll.
And we don't even need a moderator. We can just go at it. I'll
go at it.
Lincoln Douglas debate. I'll go 10 hours with you, Sonny boy. In fact, no moderator needed. Let's just get up here at a podium and let's just start going after it. And I'm going to eat you alive. And you know what? I predict that Ben Shapiro won't take this challenge. And if it gets raised to him, because I'm going to start beating the drum on this, if he doesn't do it, and I know he won't, he'll say, oh, I'm not going to give him attention. I'm not going to platform him. I'm not going to elevate him. Son, I had a bigger audience than you've ever had when you were in junior high. I have had the biggest, hands-down, English-speaking program in the world for at least 2 years, 2016, 2017. I am always in the top 5 English-speaking broadcasters in the world. If you look at all the
okay, all right, stop tooting. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm the biggest in the world.
Your ability to change your own circumstances, and then you fail. And you must not fail.
Okay, before we get to Candace's latest kookery, let's see what else he says here. He calls her retarded. Massive. I think I'm missing something. No, here's the fake response from Candace.
The fact that they have said nothing while Candace has been vomiting all sorts of hideous and conspiratorial nonsense.
Okay, I'm looking for here's the Nick clip. There it is. Synchronicities, man. Dude, what are you, like an astrologist teenage girl? Synchronicities, bro. It's all lining up, man. You ever seen synchronicities on weed, man? Dude, these people. Candace. Here
That gay race traitor married to a Jeet.
Here's the Fuentes call out.
For example, if you host a Hitler apologist, Nazi-loving, anti-American piece of refuse like Nick Fuentes, you know, the Nick Fuentes who said that the Vice President of the United States is a, quote, fat gay race traitor married to a Jeet. The person who said
not wrong
was a, quote, retarded idiot.
And they're actually ignoring the context of he was addressing like all of the racist guys that were simping for JD Vance and pointing out that hypocrisy. I saw Nick explain this. While calling Nick a Mexican and brown and his audience brown, he was saying he's married to like a Jeet, like, you know, saying it almost tongue in cheek in a way. Yeah, and Fuentes isn't even really a Nazi lover. They just say it just because he says they have cool uniforms and he likes edits. He's clarified on that even, like he's not serious with that.
The person who said, and pardon my...
Yeah, it was kind of some mixed reactions. You can tell definitely Fuentes has some influence in the room.
My language here, it's his quote, that he, quote, took Turning Point USA and fucked it, and that's why it's filled with groypers. If you have that person on your show and you proceed to glaze him, you ought to own it.
Tucker. They applauded. They just didn't know when they were supposed to. And it's crazy because this is all such a big deal because they were pressuring Charlie to not have Tucker headline this event, and then Shapiro's up there calling him out. They're going to war, Shapiro and Fuentes and Alex Jones and Tucker versus Shapiro, all center stage. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the Goyslop show. Enjoy the Kabuki theater. Enjoy the reality show, the Peter Thiel, Abad Lubavitch reality show, the Judeo drama. The Judeo-Christian soap opera. That's what this feels like. The mainstream alternative media, charade.
There is a reason that Charlie Kirk despised Nick Fuentes, and indeed even chided Dinesh D'Souza for debating him. He knew that Nick Fuentes is an evil troll, and that building him up is an act of moral imbecility. And that is precisely what Tucker Carlson did. He built Nick Fuentes up. And he ought to take responsibility for that, just as he ought to take responsibility for glazing pornographer and alleged sex trafficker Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I know. He said glazing twice now, but for a while he kept saying glossing. He's glossing him, and he was getting it wrong. He finally figured out it's glazing. I'm just learning the Zoomer lingo.
For mainstreaming fake historian and pseudo-Nazi apologist Daryl Cooper as America's best and most honest popular historian.
So, Tucker call-outs. We'll play Tucker's response here in a second. Actually, we'll just go straight to that, and then we'll get into Candace's latest kookiness. Oh, she's such a clown. Just wait till you see it. Before we get to Tucker's response, let's do Erica Kirk. They introduce her with an old introduction that Charlie gave for her, and then brought her out. I'll see if I could find that.
The enemy.
Here's the first. Her laptop or the teleprompter doesn't work, and she says, "Satan did it." Of course.
The enemy has thrown a lot of curveballs at us today and this week and the past 3 months, and one of them is the fact that my entire speech has been wiped because my iPad won't even turn on. So that's a fun technical difficulty that we can figure out. So we're just going to wing it.
Wow, no way.
I was going to share with you stats. I was going to share with you all of the things that we have going on building. So I'm going to just start it off with this.
This seems rehearsed. That was probably a fake. She's faked that her iPad wouldn't turn on so she could blame the devil and then pretend like she's going off the cuff. That did not seem real to me. It's a movie, man. She's just an actress, dude.
Run Turning Point USA.
Here was the intro.
From the high school department, the college department, let's make Turning Point so big that it can survive beyond just the founder.
From beyond the grave,
As
introduce.
soon as a founder leaves, it just kind of collapses. A lot of my job is not always in the day-to-day details. It's very much vision casting, very much driving success. But we have a great board, and God forbid if something happens, they'll figure it out.
All the world's a
Run Turning Point
stage.
USA if something happens to me. Erica would do a great job.
Oh, hear that?
You are the heartbeat
Unless that was AI.
future and of this movement. Everything that Charlie built,
It's a miracle.
you guys are the legacy holders of that. You are living proof that his mission did not die with him. It lives through you. And Charlie always said the next generation will decide whether freedom endures. And because of you, I know that freedom will endure.
The next speaker is a very, very special speaker, and she has had a heroic last year, and I believe she's the best mom in the world. She is my hero and the love of my life. Join me in welcoming Erica Kirk.
More sparklers. This is big time productions. This is the big times. This is the pros. Erica has good genes. I don't know. I think she's a fake blonde now. She was blonde when she was younger, maybe though. Not that blonde hair is good genes. Just kidding. All right, here we go. Let me go off the cuff. That did not seem sincere. She makes a joke. Like she's reading something too. So she did have a piece of paper there. Erica reveals there are 25 countries represented. Definitely Israel. We know Israel's there. And then she jokes that Egypt is not on the list in regards to Candace's Egyptian plains kookery.
All 50 states represented. We have 25 countries represented plus Puerto Rico, but I have the list here. Don't worry, guys. Egypt is not on the list. Don't worry about that. But, oh, how funny. I say Egypt and my iPad turns on. That's fun. Where were we?
This lady doesn't know how to turn on her iPad.
Anyways, all 50.
So there's your just more laughing at Candace, just the butt of the joke. Good job, Candace. Thanks, Candace.
What I was and how much of a coalition builder he was, because when he was assassinated, we saw infighting, we've seen fractures, we've seen bridges being burned that shouldn't be burnt. We saw a lot on full display. And what I...
Dude, awful audio.
And I'm the same exact way as him. If you are trying to put up fight or flight mode, we're always fight mode. We don't retreat. Charlie would go wherever he needed to go, and I'm the same exact way. Same exact way. And you'll learn that. You'll learn that about me the more that you get to know me. I know I'm new here. But you'll learn. You'll learn.
She's not messing around. Satan's messing with the audio, right?
And that's also why the past several months, several weeks, I honored my husband by completing all of his pre-planned fall media tour.
See, exactly like I said, she's promoting his book with appearances he probably had set up. People are like, pretty sus, man. She's out on a book tour. It's like, yeah, her husband wrote a book. He was killed, and she's going to go promote the book for him and carry his torch. People are like, I don't know, man. That's pretty sus. I don't think it's sus at all. It makes perfect sense. It's what I would expect. That's the type of our evidences. I don't know, man. A lot of anomalies seems pretty sus, pretty weird. Hey, man, does the book say stop God? Dude, are they secret Satanists stopping God? They're just flaunting it in our faces, man.
I wanted to honor that for him. And that's also why the past several months, several weeks, I honored my husband by completing all of his pre-planned fall media tour hits for his book.
Dude, Psycho E. Michael Jones says he thinks she killed him. She's in on it because she's promoting his Sabbath book. Retard E. Michael Jones just doesn't even know that Charlie always talked about observing the Sabbath and about the book he had written. And then he goes, oh, he has nothing to do with that Sabbath book. She must have killed him. Like, vile piece of shit. Scumbag saying that type of stuff.
Any
EMJ's off his
had,
rocker.
I wanted to honor that for him. I wasn't going on a media tour myself. This was for my husband.
Yeah, I'll fake my death and have my wife go promote my book.
Because in our household, our word is our bond. And when you give it, you uphold it. So I honored my husband that way. And so what I'm inspired by is the fact that, and that's also why the
chat says I'm simping for my favorite widow cock. That's so funny. I assume it's a joke.
Optics Prime sent $5
thank you.
on Rumble. It's a sad day when Ben Shapiro looks like the rational sane one, but here we are. Thanks, Candace.
Thanks, Candace. If only somebody could have predicted that and saw that's the way that the wind was blowing with Candace and these kooky theories. All right, now here's Tucker. Tucker comes on and addresses Shapiro right away. Shabbat shalom, Candace.
Thank you. Whoa! Thank you. Walking out is always such a trip at these things. I just got here, and I feel like I missed the first part of the program. Hope I didn't miss anything meaningful. But I just want to say, I don't think I did.
E. Michael Jones thinks about gay sex a lot. He does. A lot of those Catholics do. Without Jesus, we'd all be gay and chasing pigs in the woods.
I'm just kidding. I watched it. I laughed. That kind of bitter, sardonic laugh that emerges from you when, like, Upside Down World arrives.
He was like, Ben Shapiro's talking about me.
When your dog starts doing your taxes and you're like, wait, it's not supposed to work this way. To hear calls for, like, deplatforming and denouncing people at a Charlie Kirk event, I'm like, what? This is hilarious. Yeah, this is hilarious.
Hilarious. Charlie Kirk always used to denounce Nick Fuentes. So it's actually not that funny.
Hilarious. Actually, one of the clips I was listening to myself, thinking as I often do when I hear myself speak, which is never, because I never watch myself, but at these events they always play like the role of you. And I'm like, that guy is pompous. Woo!
Oh, you're so humble, bro.
We don't see ourselves clearly. But the prediction that, at some point when Republicans took power again, which I did everything I could, to help, and really felt that was important. I still think, I was right. But I really thought that the impulse to deplatform people, or even to use the word platform as a verb, which it's not, it's a noun, don't steal my nouns, deplatform and denounce.
No, platform can be a verb. When you put somebody on your platform, that's what platforming is. Great argument, bro. Oh, it's a verb, not a noun.
Why haven't you denounced
It's a noun, not a verb.
Like Red Guard Cultural Revolution thing that we so hated and feared on the left that we did everything we could to usher in a new time where you could have an actual debate. I mean, this kind of was the whole point of Charlie Kirk's public life. And I think that...
yeah, Amalek, I'll send it.
I really believe that. And I know a lot about it because the last several months of Charlie's life were devoted in part to arguing about this event, in fact, this speech, in fact, my speech here, which he asked me to do earlier this year, this summer, and was immediately put under just immense pressure from people who give money to Turning Point. I would assume
Jews
who wanted him to take me
Jews and Zionists, Christian Zionists.
Public, and the whole thing is so sad that I never talk about it, except to say Charlie stood firm in his often stated and deeply held belief that people should be able to debate, and that if you have something valid...
Is that why he chided Dinesh D'Souza for debating Nick and refused to ever debate Nick? Like, it's one thing, I agree with Tucker on this. You should be able to platform people and talk about Jews and not kowtow to Ben Shapiro, obviously. But to act like this is like what Charlie would have wanted, I don't know if that's the ticket. Charlie kicked Nick out of every single Turning Point event. Same with CPAC. So I don't know if I buy that. This is what Charlie would have wanted. Charlie did want you, but...
To say, if you're telling the truth, you ought to be able to explain it calmly and in detail to people who don't agree with you, and that you shouldn't immediately resort to shut up racist.
True. Okay, let's see. We have more.
I hope I didn't miss anything meaningful.
Oh, wait, this is the same one.
Immense pressure from that people should be able to debate.
Okay.
And that if
same clip. Now, here he calls out pro-Israel churches.
we should also be very on guard against people who try to leverage the Word of God, the words of Jesus, for political ends. That is a dangerous thing to do.
Oh, that's not what everybody, all of the Christians do?
And I attempt every time, this is all sort of new to me. I'm so obviously not a great Christian that it's not like a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I want to be like him. But there are people.
I didn't even read the Bible until I got attacked by a demon in my bed when I was sleeping with 4 dogs. Then I just had this strong urge to just read the Bible. Huh?
People, particularly Christian ministers, I have noticed, who are preaching a political message and pretending that it's the gospel. So let me just...
Yo, Amalek, can you hear me?
Yo, what's up? I can hear you.
Yo. Okay, cool. I'll get the screen shared too so you can see the screen.
Yeah, take your time.
Here we go. There we go.
This speech was so bad. His speech is he's like,
is
I
it
don't
bad?
understand how anybody watched him. It's just so he's all over the place. He's making like very dumb points. I mean, you saw the semantic argument right away. I saw, that's an obvious one. Like he just does this the whole time.
He's like, I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm a Christian, and everybody's born with the spark of light from God and made in God's image. And
he just said anyone who's using like the Bible or Jesus for political means, like they're lying.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the whole Republican Party? Like what is the GOP other than that?
Yeah, that's what everybody's doing is fighting over what Jesus would have done.
Yeah, that's the entire basis for the GOP is what would Jesus do?
Yeah. Yeah, like the booth there that says Jesus is Jewish, why that matters. And he's like, oh, we can't, nobody's allowed to talk about what Jesus said.
They literally get up there and they say they're doing everything that they're doing because God told them to. Like that's like the basis for their political ideology is what Jesus says. And he gets up there and he says, anyone who's telling you that how to use Jesus for political means is lying to you. Like anyone falling for this is just dumb. Like I don't know. This is for very, very, very dumb people.
It's such a clown show. And he was at Charlie's memorial and he's like, he compared it to Jesus being killed by the Pharisees, by the hummus eaters, right? In a dark room. And then he's like, oh, but don't talk about Jesus politically. Yeah. He's saying that shit.
And the entire, look, the Christian movement, like what it started as and what it was from the very, very first moment, it was a political movement. The entire thing is political. Like just... It was like that throughout the entirety of its existence. At no point has Christianity ever been non-political. It's so stupid.
Yeah. Or any religion been Judaism and Islam are political too.
I would say that like Christianity basically like developed as a political movement within the Roman Empire fighting against other political movements. And it's just that, now in our modern sense that we're looking back and we're like, oh, it was fighting against, paganism or philosophies or however you'd want to describe it. But what it did is it killed off all other ideologies essentially. But it was a political ideology, and it's like communistic. Okay, that's what it is.
Volca Spirit says an entire political party centered around a fictional Jewish rabbi from 2,000 years ago. Yep, that's the current state of things. Where is anybody on the right? The left is all cucked and won't call this out. Where is any influential, intelligent, non-schizo, it's just like there's nobody. All of the leaders, Candace, Tucker, Alex Jones, Fuentes, they're all going along with this Jewish delusion. Jewish Bible delusion. Okay, I haven't even heard the rest of this. Let's hear this.
And I think my theology is right. I'm hardly a theologian. God.
Hold on, pause it.
Is
Sorry.
not on any country.
What?
Up like Presbyterian or whatever, right? Like he just became this version of Christianity.
Yeah.
He just became this version of Christianity. Like he just became this Christian. He's always described himself. Oh, I'm not that good of a Christian. Oh, I'm not a theologian. Oh, I don't actually know. And then he sits here and tells everybody like, oh, this is anyone telling you what Jesus would have thought, but politically is wrong. Like, dude, it's so hypocritical. It's like blatantly in your face hypocritical.
Yeah, and Trump shoving Jesus down everybody's throat, and they got the new movie out, and they're doing everything as Jesus with this whole political party. Our whole political charade is just, like Volca Spirit said, dominated and centered around this fake Jewish book. It's such a clown show, and then people don't get it. They go, "No, it's just the Schofield's the problem. It's just the Talmud only.
It wasn't always like this."
Yeah, it's just Zionism, not Judaism. Like. All this shit, dude. They're not Jews, they're Khazarians. Like, that's where we're at with these kooks or Frankists.
Side.
I missed the beginning. Did you get
to be on God's side?
What's his name? Russell Brand?
No, we're getting there in a bit.
Okay.
After the Tucker stuff.
And that's true for
that's
people
like the best clip.
Okay? God doesn't have a partisan affiliation. He doesn't have a nationality. And if someone is telling you
he's
otherwise,
Jewish.
that is just not true. It is not true. And I would also call your attention to the very obvious prohibitions in the New Testament against killing the innocent. We are not, as Christians, allowed to kill the innocent, period. We are not. And you see elaborate arguments on behalf of doing so or ignoring it. Oh, that always happens in war. Well, you're right. One of the reasons I'm not that into wars. But when it does happen, unavoidably, we have to say that's wrong. We have to say that. We have to acknowledge that was wrong. And I'm sorry for the extent to which I participated in it. Forgive me. Because killing people who committed no crime is immoral. It will always be immoral. And people who do it will be punished for it. And nations that endorse it will be punished for it.
This nations that endorse it. This is a strong point, I think, though. I do agree with this. Like, Christians justifying the slaughter of Palestinian children, like, is very un-Christian, right? We can all agree on that.
I mean, sort of. I would say like this: like, look, the state of Israel is just operating in war in the terms of Deuteronomy, right? And just because Christians today don't like operate on the war via Deuteronomy rules doesn't really mean a whole lot. Because
wouldn't every Christian agree though that innocents shouldn't be killed, according to Christians?
For sure. But I think like, Donnie's point of view is interesting here, where he basically says like, yeah, that they're doing that stuff and it's bad and we should like, but that like, that's part of the plan. That's part of God's mystery or whatever. I think that's kind of where a lot of these guys are falling. You know what I mean? Like, as far as their position on it. I obviously agree,
like, Christians are the Christian Zionists, and the Zionists argue that they're not innocent. They're going to grow up and be terrorists, or all of them voted for Hamas,
right.
Or they're just human shields. So they have their copes for that. They think they're in the right. They think Israel is innocent and they're chosen by God, and anybody that opposes them or attacks them, like it's God's wrath is coming upon them. That is kind of how a lot of Christians see it. True. But I think it's okay point.
That's a fact.
I mean, overall, I get it. I get what he's saying.
Now,
I just,
Now, you are seeing now a very intense effort to convince you otherwise. Oh, it's fine. They deserved it. Really, do their children deserve it? If a man commits a crime, do we kill his kids? I don't care if it's in Minneapolis or Gaza City. No, we don't. And if we do accidentally, we say, I am so sorry that we murdered someone who did nothing wrong, because it is murder. And to see Christian pastors make excuses for that is one of the most, and that's not a partisan question. That is not a political question. That is the only question that matters. Do we have the right to murder people? And the resounding answer that Christianity provides us is no. I don't get into the whole debate.
Has he called out Russia for killing Christians, for killing innocent Christians in Russia and their invasion?
Yep. Well, also,
He's
acting like it's like the American paratroopers are dropping into Gaza and killing children. That's not what's going on. What's happening is the IDF was doing all these crimes and all these things that we see, and then Jews say, well, what? What do you mean? They're terrorists. They're criminals. They're trying to kill us. All the whole thing. Yeah. And then Christians say, well, first of all, they believe all those stories that the IDF says, and then Christians just basically defer to them because they say, oh, those are the apple of God's eye and blah, 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 all that stuff. It's not like Christians are being like, oh, yeah, it's totally okay that we go in and murder. Like he's like using we here totally loosely. Mm-hmm. That's not what's happening. And that's not what anyone's saying, that America is literally the ones dropping boots on the ground and doing this. Like, we can't kill the innocent. That's not what's happening. We're giving material support to people who are, and then it's being justified with their special relationship with God and all that other stuff. He doesn't even understand what's happening. I didn't even know the terms, dispensationalist, or whatever, replacement. I'm an Episcopalian, okay? I don't enter these debates, or was. My theology.
What are you now, ortho, bro?
I like the Beatitudes. Read them yesterday. I actually think, was it Michael reading them? Some of them here. I think any honest person would say it's the essence of the Christian faith. And killing tens of thousands of children and then making excuses for it on behalf of a foreign government is not in there. It's antithetical to that. Sorry. It doesn't make me a hater. It makes me the opponent of hate.
Do you know, did he go before or after Shapiro? Because that's it. One thing that is interesting here. Yeah, that's interesting. One thing that's interesting here, I was watching some of the left's coverage of this, and they're just laughing their asses off. They love this. They're like, oh, it's a fight between the anti-Semites and Ben Shapiro. Who's going to win? Like, that's kind of how they're framing this whole thing. And it is interesting that they had basically like dueling speeches or whatever, right?
Yeah, I know. It's entertainment. Grab your popcorn. It's all coming to a head. The climax. Okay, here we go. Here's more about AIPAC.
Obviously, it isn't.
Is the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, commonly known as AIPAC, is them being in America and not registered with FARA like all other lobbying groups in America, is that America first? Is it America first for senators, Congress, and even our president to take money from AIPAC?
Is it America first to take money from a foreign lobby so you'll send taxpayer dollars to that country?
No. Good reframing.
Even the question kind of answers itself. Obviously, it isn't. And that's not an attack on Israel. It's certainly not anti-Semitism, despite the efforts of many to claim that it is. It's just an obvious statement. And the fact that
wow, that's interesting that got like applause too, right?
I did not too much. It was scattered applause, and I heard one whistle.
It got at all. In 2016, you could have heard a pin drop if you would have said that.
No booze at the least. Jack Stone says least autistic groper. That's so funny.
Asking the question.
Nick's gonna be seething. He said, I said no fat retards asking questions. Remember when Nick did that? He's like, if you're not a smart Chad, don't do this.
Wait, did you get the John Doyle clip yet? You got to bring that up at some point. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Another good optics. It's more good optics from them.
It is. It's just an obvious statement, and the fact that people are attacked for asking the question. This is something that I talked to Charlie a lot about in his final months, because he was being attacked as an anti-Semite for asking that question. We memory hold that, but I was there, so I saw it. That's not the right way. Don't attack people's motives. And I have a lot to attack people's motives. I'm trying to remind myself, don't do that. Respond to what they're saying. Right? And so, no, of course it's not. And it's totally fine to ask about why a foreign government tried to sink one of our ships in 1967. That doesn't make you an anti-Semite. Sorry.
We'll play. That's a reference. Somebody asked that USS Liberty question to Shapiro. We'll play that in a second, too. We have that clip also.
Those are Americans who died. And by the way, yeah, whatever. Anyway, but the point is, no, of course not. And that's why they won't have the conversation. And my point is, I'm 56. My kids are grown. I'm just not afraid of you at all. I don't hate you or anyone else. I love this country. I'm going to be here till I die. I have an absolute God-given right to ask these questions. And I'm going to keep doing that. Period. And you can shoot me or put me in jail, but the questions won't go away. So, no, of course it's not.
Hold on. Asking a question. I hate when they frame it as just asking questions. You just sound like an idiot when you say that. You're not. You're telling the truth here. You're saying no. It's not America first to send. Have lobbies buy off our politicians so we support the other country. Clearly, it's not. That's not asking a question, though, right?
Yeah, say it with your chest. Like, own up to it. What is your position? Stop being so non-positional here. You have to take a position. You clearly are stating a position. At the very least, you're inferring a position. So just own it. Just be. I hate it too. It drives me insane. It's actually one of the reasons I absolutely hate conservatives, and I kind of always have, is because of the way they are like this. It drives me insane. They've always been like this.
Tucker Carlson moment. Just asking questions, man. I can't stand it.
That's why they respond with rage and shame. Because you caught them doing something they can't defend. Duh.
The Jews could reverse it and be like, oh, are you a Nazi? Just asking questions. Hey, are you working for Qatar? Just asking questions. Hey, are you a Russian agent? Just asking questions. Hey, do you hate all Jews and want to genocide them? Just asking questions, right? It's useless.
Yeah, it's dumb because he clearly has a position that he holds. He just doesn't want to be, he wants to be able to move around.
Let's see. Okay, I got 5 different tabs of the same clip. Here's Shapiro responding to the question about USS Liberty. Let me just close a few of those, make up some room here.
Dead and hundreds wounded. You cited during your speech truth as the most important tenet of...
Dude, hold on. They've already asked this USS Liberty question so many times to every one of them. It's like 50 years ago. And most people hear it and hear the explanation and can just write it off like, oh, it was just friendly fire. Like, it happens in war, right? But this is all we want to bring up? This is the best we got? What?
Yep. I just had a reply. I was fighting with the Groiper last night about this, where he said the same thing. He was like, look, guys, don't attack me. But, the whole USS Liberty thing is not a good leading argument. This is not some huge W dunk on them.
Yeah.
The crimes that we see going on today and everything like that is far more relevant. And right. I obviously understand the USS Liberty issue and why it's important and all this other stuff. And it is a red pill for some people, but to think that it's some sort of, well, first we're going to hit him with USS Liberty, and then we're going to hit him with JFK, and then we're going to hit him with 9/11, and then we win. That's how these people kind of present this argument, right? If we just tell everybody we just convince everyone that, and
then we'll call him a Christ killer. We'll ask him about Jesus in the Talmud. Dude, he's fielded these questions so many times. If I had a question to Ben Shapiro, where do you think USS Liberty would be on the list?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not even the top. And maybe it's in the top 50, maybe, but really the broader issue that it's getting at is basically sovereignty. That's the issue. The core issue is sovereignty.
Yeah. Yeah, Pollard would have been a better question. Pollard
dude,
getting the heroes
Pollard.
welcome and meeting with Huckabee.
Hey, why has Bibi Netanyahu visited the White House 8 times this year or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
it is? Like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Hey, why is Adelson buying off our presidents and politicians and they're loyal to a foreign country?
Yes.
How about that instead of USS Liberty?
Why are we redirecting the entire U.S. Navy to Iran every 6 months?
Yeah, I know. And this is the
These
best
are
we
real
get. This is the highlight question. Is USS Liberty something fucking 50 years ago that most people hear, oh, friendly fire, okay.
Yeah.
It's not a winning talking point.
And like, look, the people that were on that ship and the people that are going around and like raising awareness of the issue, like I wish them luck and they should get that issue out because for a lot of people it is like something that they hear about and then like it's like they unravel the wool or whatever and they find out all the other stuff. I definitely understand that argument, but when you have this opportunity to basically own Ben Shapiro, this should have been a layup. There's 20 other issues that this could have been that would have been an easy layup, and Ben Shapiro is just going to masterfully dodge this and fix this. By the way,
yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I heard that he.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know you don't think he's prepared for this one too. By the way,
this is like the Talmud. It's just like they literally give class. Okay, at yeshivas, they have a class where they all sit in a room and they say these are the verses in the Talmud that the anti-Semites always reference. Here's all the fake ones. These are all fake. If you see them reference this, it's fake. And then here's our pill pull for all the ones that they use. And they literally like teach them in like an educational, seminar type. Like that's how they do it, right? So that when these people come in and they're like, oh yeah, well it says Gentiles are like animals in the Talmud or whatever. The rabbis or the Jews, the Orthodox Jews, they're ready to just boom hit them. You know what I mean?
Yep. He's answered this question a million times before and has a rehearsed answer. So here we go. Let's hear it.
You cited during your speech truth as the most important tenet of American conservatism. Why, therefore, did you call irrelevant the Israeli attack in 1967 on the USS Liberty, which left dozens of American servicemen dead and hundreds?
You had the crowd?
The Maccabees revolt. Yeah, the crowd's crazy. He might as well
crowd
be
is
like,
loving
oh
it.
yeah. Why did in the 1st century BCE the Maccabees kill all those Greeks? Like it might as well be that. It might as well be what you led with.
Yeah. Can't rely on gropers to do anything right. Yeah.
So what I actually said is that if we're looking at modern Israeli-American relations, looking at an attack that happened mistakenly by multiple Navy reports, multiple Israeli reports, and all available evidence, and using that attack in order to undermine today's relations between Israel and America, that's irrelevant. As irrelevant as it would be to cite a piece of evidence from World War II or from 1776 to define America's relations with, for example, Great Britain or Germany today. That does not mean that the attack wasn't...
You might not want to go in that area, Ben.
Horrible for the Americans involved, that it wasn't bloody and terrible. The Israeli government paid reparations to the people who were killed. If you look at the actual military record of what happened on the USS Liberty, it was clearly a mistaken and tragic attack. The people who frequently cite the USS Liberty, however, are not talking about the specifics of the USS Liberty. I suspect that the vast majority of people who bring this up are doing so in order to suggest that Israel deliberately attacked an American ship because Israel deliberately wants to harm America. It is connected generally with a larger point. I wonder if
See how prepared he is for this? He's got every one of his talking points in order for this.
Your point.
If the truth matters, then the Israeli government must be held accountable for that attack. The American...
They were! He just explained it! They paid them... What do you want them to do? Destroy it? Blow themselves up?
Paid him reparations and...
Yeah. What does... Oh, USS Liberty happened, therefore all Jews in Israel must, commit suicide? Like, what the fuck do you want them to do?
Yeah, and 50 years ago, too. This is like when they bring up, like, oh, well, what about Simon of Trent 500 years ago? Like, that's the leading thing. Hey, there's rumors that you guys are, like, sacrificing kids and drinking their blood. Like, want to explain that? Oh, what's your proof? Oh, well, 500 years ago, they accused somebody of it. It's like, dude, that's... How about something relevant to today, maybe? Maybe that people aren't going to think, dude, it's just, let's finish.
Ship. You do not mistake an American ship for a foreign one when our flag is flying.
So now let's litigate the whole.
We can spend the rest of the time talking about the specifics of the U.S. Liberty attack, or you can actually go look at the naval investigations that were done, multiple naval investigations that were done. The reality is that people were flying Mirage planes for the Israeli military at the time. The USS Liberty was sailing in an area where it had essentially gone off-grid. The Israeli military mistook it for an Egyptian ship. They thought it was shelling Al Arish, which happened not to be true. In the initial attack, the American flag was knocked down, and then the attack went on for about 90 minutes. And then, as soon, you can hear this, by the way, on the tapes of the Israeli pilots talking to each other, as soon as they realize that it's an American ship, they call off the attack, they speed a ship to try and help the USS Liberty. There have been multiple unfortunate friendly fire incidents between Allied forces, including, for example, in the Gulf War, where U.S. forces were responsible for killing about 9 British troops during the Gulf War. It's an unfortunate reality of war, but you're not answering my question, which is, what is your broader agenda in asking the question? Because I suspect that your question is not limited to your specific ire over an incident that happened in 1967.
Yeah, just say it. Should question any foreign country's relationship with our government.
That's totally fine, but I'm just wondering why
yeah.
American interests.
Again, I'm perfectly fine with questioning
L response. He had nothing.
Caden 13 sent $5 on Rumble, dropping a 5 in the collection plate for the Goishiak. Glad you enjoyed your vacation to Europe, Adam.
Oh, dude, I loved it so much. I'm already thinking about where I want to go on the next one.
Yeah, I was looking at pictures of when I went the other day with my family. I was looking through pictures because of your trip or whatever, and I was like, oh man, I wish I could go back.
I would go back there. That's how much I liked it. But let's see. Oh, dude, yeah, this is an L. And what is his response? Well, we should be able to question again with the questions.
I think we should question any foreign country.
Question, yeah, just asking questions. He's like, okay, I agree.
A wide variety of countries with which the United States had different relations. Okay, it's clear you're not going to actually answer the question, so I'm happy to move to this one.
All right.
And then the retard, did you see his little smirk? He thinks he won. He throws his hands up like, huh, I got him.
You know what, actually? I want to read the comments.
They're invincible. They can't be beat. He walked away from that argument thinking he just stumped Shapiro. It's just...
The motive, he wants something more recent. Let's see.
I get it. For a lot of people, the USS Liberty thing is they just found out about it a year or two ago, maybe 3 years ago. So I look, again, I get it. I totally understand.
Yeah, I remember what it was like in 2015. I remember the first term I heard about USS Liberty too. Yeah,
yes.
I remember the way that was.
It's it's from Step Brothers. I remember when I had my first beer. I remember when I first heard about the USS Liberty. It's just, okay, guys. And maybe it's like I said, maybe it's fine. I don't know. To me, there's
just like I saw. Yeah, just like I saw. There's so many better arguments when they can just say it's friendly fire and the investigations and blah blah blah. It just doesn't. It's not a dinger. It's not a knockout punch.
The Trump thing is a kill shot. The Trump goes up there and he absolutely 100%. He said it out loud.
Yeah. The lobby, the Jewish lobby, has the most control. Yes. That's what he should have asked.
Yes.
Yeah, Red Pilled Yesterday award.
Exactly.
Oh man, that was it's so frustrating.
Well, what's up? I would say to that guy, he's well dressed. He did a decent job of speaking. He wasn't tripping over his words.
At least he wasn't fat. He looked like a Chad.
As I say, he wasn't fat. All this stuff. So, look, in my view, to our people, the people that listen to what we're saying, look, I get it. We should bully those people and make fun of them and do the whole thing that we're doing. But those people, that's a young guy. When he's 30 years old, 35 years old, he could be like we are now. This is something that eventually you can come to. So it's also important to leave room for those people, in my view. So
yeah, he's a maybe a post October 7th noticer, says Sins Chicken's Revenge. That could be.
Yeah.
But it's just it just drives me crazy though. Okay, so here's Shapiro tells the audience about Tyler Robinson is the shooter. 30 seconds.
We should not traffic in generality. We should not say things like, they shot Charlie, without specifying whom we mean by they. The person who allegedly shot Charlie Kirk, and whom all the evidence points at, all of it, is a gay, trans-loving furry. If we're
That's
going
it?
to target ideological movements, we should talk about the fact that the
Michael Knowles. This is crazy. What is it? It sounds like Michael Knowles is calling out Israel and Shapiro.
To be on the team, you have to acknowledge that there is such a thing.
Yo, Brother B, thank you, bro.
Brother BD sent $5 on Rumble. Where are the donations for Goishiog? Just asking questions, bro. Do we have a bunch of Jays in here? Just asking questions.
Well, it looks like
so true.
The TTS is not calculating correctly. It looks like it's frozen, but there's only 300. There's only 400 people watching, so maybe that's why, Brother B. Whole lot of small hats in the chat too. Could be that of the 400. I don't know what else could.
As the American people, we're not just an idea floating in outer space. We are a real people with a real historical lineage and a real historical destiny.
Dude, that sounds like a chide. That's taking a shot at Charlie Kirk. He says we're not just an idea. Remember, Charlie famously said America is a placeholder for ideas. We're not like Israel, the Holy Land. We're just a placeholder for ideas. Remember he said that? That's him calling out Charlie basically right there.
We're not just an idea floating in outer space. We are a real people with a real historical lineage and a real historical destiny. We came here on the Mayflower, which is a great cigar brand, by the way. We came here. Thank you. We came here on
Oh my God. Is he sponsored by Mayflower cigars?
Look how masculine I am. I smoke cigars. Look how masculine I am. I know. Yeah. I know for sure. You know what do masculine guys do? Oh yeah, that's right. Smoke cigars. I'm going to tell everybody about it. Said the stupid theater gay nerd. You're a nerd. Shut up. You don't know about cigars.
Yeah, I've never been big into cigars, actually. Here we go. Here's the clip.
I reject this idea of dual loyalty. I have loyalty to ideas. And of course I love the Grand Canyon, I love the Rocky Mountains, and I love Boston, I love Chicago. But if all that disappeared and all I had was ideas, and we were on an island, that's America, that's Israel. And that's what people have to realize, that America's just a placeholder for timeless ideas. And if you fall too in love with, the specific place and all this, that's not what it is. Israel will be the exception because there is a holy connection to this land.
So cocked.
You could take that speech and you could put it with AI into like Mizrachi's mouth, and it would you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, this was at a Theodore Herzl event in Israel, saying they're holy. We're just a placeholder for ideas. So it's weird, Michael Knowles. That was a shot at Charlie, basically. Placeholder of ideas.
Matt Walsh also had a tweet about this earlier. Here, I'll bring it up. I'll post it.
As the American people, we're not just an idea floating in outer space. We are a real people with a real historical lineage and a real historical destiny. We came here on the Mayflower, which is a great cigar brand, by the way. We landed at Plymouth and Jamestown. We fought a war of independence and plenty of wars after that. We spread across the continent. We have a real historical experience and character that is not magically imbued through a few lines of philosophy or a naturalization pop quiz. At different times, we've taken in foreigners. When it's worked, those foreigners have come to act and talk and even look like us. When it hasn't worked, they haven't. If you prefer the flag of some other nation, the customs and habits of some other people, you are not on my team. If you are and want to be a member of the American people...
Dude, look, as somebody who's been in like this political scene since for a long time, this is so frustrating to listen to. Michael Knowles and all these people, TPUSA and all this stuff, their entire operation and their entire purpose was to neutralize and prevent and stop the rising racial consciousness that was the 2015, 2016, 2017 alt-right. That was the entire purpose of this. That's why they even have a thing. That's why they even have a show or a brand, or that's why they got the donations from rich people to stop that whole thing. Like, that was the entire purpose. And now 10 years later, they're taking our talking points that we had, watering them down, making them kosher, okay? And this is what we get.
Super Chat's gonna 9 sent $5 on Rumble.
Thank you, Thunderstorm.
An American ship serving their rulers in Israel took friendly fire. Just points out we are ruled by Israel and nothing else.
Exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's sovereignty. Why do we even have our ship there in the first place? Because we have no sovereignty over our military. Our military is a vassal military. It's like a mercenary company. It's like the Varangian Guard for Jews. That's what it is. But yeah, dude, this thing that Michael effing Knowles is going to sit up there and talk about who we are as a people and a history and a nation of blood and all this other stuff. This is insane. Like, this is just crazy that they're even able to say this and do this with a straight face. They've taken our ideas and made them kosher. That is what they've done. And like, look, when you press these people, like, they don't actually believe this stuff. They don't actually believe it.
A little more with Knowles here.
People, you are on my team. Simple as.
Benevolent
leader
leader.
sent $5 on Rumble. You guys need to attend TPUSA and refocus the narrative.
They'd probably throw us out like they threw out Fresh and Fit.
Well, they threw out Spencer and the boys back in the day too. That's what the Groyper War started as. The Groyper War started because people that had our ideas were going to TPUSA events and getting kicked out, guys. Like, that's what started Nick's career or whatever, I would say. So
I'm looking for the clip of Dave Smith with Nick when he was like, yeah, just no more racial stuff. Just be a Christian. And that's what Tucker was trying to push on him as well, too.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing the, maybe if I search Smith, it'll come up. But remember that clip he said recently?
Yeah, I'm searching for it,
told
too.
Nick that? Okay, I don't see it. Oh, well, that's kind of a long wall of text here. He's saying, so Matt Walsh is saying we're not a placeholder for ideas. Yeah, if we replaced every America with Nigerians, we wouldn't be America, right? I gotcha. Russell Brand opening the speech now, dude.
Hold on, you just read the. Sorry, I was looking for the clip, but you just read the Matt Walsh tweet. Is that what you just read? Yeah, isn't this interesting? So they're literally just taking taking these ideas that they've forever gatekept people out like Richard Spencer, Nick Fuentes, and the whole thing. Like those are the people who stopped that movement from growing, and they've realized that this idea is an idea whose time has come. And that there's no actually stopping it. So instead what they're doing is they're now just acting as a mirror and repeating it back to these people so that they'll seal clap like idiots. Oh, look, Michael Knowles and Tucker Carlson saying the thing. They're fine. Oh, we're winning. We're winning. No, you're not winning. When they're saying when they're saying what you're saying, that means that they're beating you. Okay, that's what that means. That means that they're taking
appropriating and absorbing.
Yes. And that's
controlling.
I mean, that's what Richard
I
said
found
about,
that clip. Watch, here's an example of what you're talking about here.
Like I really appreciated on Patch Bit David when you said that you're like, I'm not a racialist, I'm a Christian. And that it's like, and that not that you might have some racialist views, but like that being a Christian is first and foremost like the most important part of your identity. I would just really encourage that. I think like that's what we need. I really think that's like
that's what we need. He's Jewish, so I guess that's who the we is. I don't think he means conservatives. Everybody stay on the Judeo plantation.
To be fair to Dave there, I agree with you. It might have been subconsciously him saying like Jewish or whatever, or Abrahamics or whatever, but I do think that Dave Smith sees himself as an American. Obviously there's an issue that he's Jewish and I get the whole thing, but like Dave, I've watched a lot of Dave's content. I've listened to a lot of Dave's content. He's like I think he's a true believer, libertarian American guy. And he's like deathly afraid, absolutely terrified of his children growing up in like an anti-Semitic area. So when he says what we need, I think he meant we as in America, but also his family, if that makes sense, right? He's talked about on his show that he is like terrified that like there's going to be some Fourth Reich America kind of thing. So when he says that to Nick, that's what I think the context is. Not necessarily we as in Jews, even though he's obviously ethnically Jewish and all that, but I think what he really means is we, his family in America, because that's kind of his identity, I would say.
Or possibly we as in like critics of Israel. Don't be racist. You could be a Christian,
that too.
Christian critic of Israel, but not don't like be, and it's not even so much ignore the part of what he said about race. He says he wants him to be a Christian. So the atheist Jew is also promoting Christianity. Nick has been kvetching about how he's the gatekeeper and he gets platformed everywhere because of his takes, but then he doesn't notice that that's what he's promoting.
Well, Dave Smith is like He's like a Russell Brand type Christian, or not Christian believer, where he believed when he had his children, right? So his wife had his children, and then he had this amazing moment where he's like, "Oh, now I believe in God," kind of thing. That's his personal thing.
All the
He doesn't
right wing
actually know anything
influencers
about
have
religion.
this like spiritual evolution where they go from atheist to being like, oh well, there's so much evil in the world that like, or my child was born, so like now I'm gonna pander to Christians and say there's a God. They all do it. All the big influencers do it.
Yeah.
Like Russell Brand especially.
Heavenly Father, would you guide my mouth? Would you?
He's just a Jesus,
Oh my God,
Jesus junkie. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, I'm gonna mute because I'm just gonna be laughing the whole time.
Okay.
Heavenly Father, would you guide my mouth? Would you guard my lips? Oh Lord, I bend my knee and my tongue will serve you, Heavenly Father, and no other. Thank you, Lord, for your Son, Jesus Christ, who died that we may know it.
That's what I tell my wife. I say, my tongue will serve you. Just kidding.
Life, but
It's like, this is gay. This is the most gay-coded Christian I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is super gay.
And my tongue will serve you, Heavenly Father, and no other. Thank you, Lord, for your Son, Jesus Christ, who died that we may know eternal life, but may we know eternity here in this moment, Lord. There is no statute of limitations on love thy neighbor. The whole world is our neighbor.
Caden 13 sent $5 on Rumble. Fun fact, the full quote for blood is thicker than water is actually the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Complete opposite meaning, a microcosm of how subverted we are.
Blood of the covenant. That's interesting. That's the verse?
That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Be one family, Heavenly Father. You gave your life, you gave your blood, and may the covenant of your blood cover us all. I pray.
Cover us in your blood, Lord. Well, this is such a joke, dude. This is like Hunger Games, but like Jewish Twilight Zone. Jewish Messiah takeover from a Jesus junkie with rape accusations.
Yeah, he literally gets like rape accusations and like underage and drug, like all the whole thing, and he just becomes a Jesus guy, and now everyone totally doesn't even pay attention.
Yeah, now he's our new preacher. Now he's our new Messiah. He had a comedy special called Messiah Complex, and then now he has become the new Jesus of the conservative movement.
Well, he's like been a very big, like what I would call like a Christian New Ager type for a very long. I mean, I followed him and his whole political thing like through the Jimmy Dore and the COVID time period and all that other stuff. I've been really following his growth or whatever, and I think it's completely inauthentic. It's completely like a gig. He was kicked out of Hollywood, and this is his new Hollywood. Is how I would describe it.
Yep.
This is just like another version of Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but it's licking Jesus's boots or whatever.
We have this opportunity to be here in unity, the opportunity for true unity, the opportunity for community, the opportunity
unity.
For different, Lord. I thank you, Heavenly Father, for Erica Kirk's boldness and her bravery, and for her example of forgiveness. And surely, if she can forgive the people of the man responsible, Lord, for the murder of her husband, surely this principle of forgiveness is something that we can all extend. Lord, may we know your grace, may we live in your grace, and particularly when it's expensive to us, when it costs us something, may we enter into your kingdom, a kingdom of love. May we put aside petty squabbles and disputes, Lord.
Oh my God.
And may we move into a new era of grace in your glory. I pray for the kingdoms to merge. I pray for your return. I pray that we participate in...
For the kingdoms to merge? What do you think he's talking about?
Jesus Christ, I pray, amen.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I gotta say, that right there...
24,000 likes.
I was gonna say that is doing numbers, first of all. Second of all, like, I gotta tip my hat to him. Perfectly done. I mean, that's like right out of Gemstones, I would say.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, he crushed that. He crushed that prayer.
Sad every day when I think of what the world may be without Jesus Christ. Cheers, Adam and Amalek. Can't wait for OB decapitated with you both.
Thank you, Chaff Bum. Thank you for the 50, dude. Chaff Bum. I don't know if I've seen that name before. Appreciate it, bro. And funny. Oh yeah, the Christian fatigue every day. It sets in even more. I go on TikTok.
Hold on, are you still doing TPUS Day?
Yeah, you're right. Let me go back to Candace's latest.
Yeah, well, and then also I have we were going over some of Erica Kirk's stuff from before the shooting last night on Richard Alexandria call, and we were going over some of her meditations. I want to show it to you then at some point too.
Wait, what is that? Whose meditation?
Erica Kirk did YouTube meditations is what I would describe it as, and it's you got to see it. It's fucking creepy, but I'll post it in the chat. It's just, dude, like.
Were you gooning?
No, definitely not gooning. Definitely not for me. Not for me. But dude, it's just weird. You'll see what I mean. But yeah,
all right. Well, while all of this is happening, Kooky Candace meets with Erica, and after promising that she would stop if Erica told her to stop, now she's doubled down by bringing on some kook with a shady past to say he thinks he saw a girl that looks like her at a military base.
Oh, 99% sure.
I haven't even watched it yet. Let's see. The whole thing just sounds retarded. Now let's follow the military base lead next. What's next? Tune in tomorrow for the latest. The Chronicles of Candace.
$5.99. I mean, $5.99. I mean, when I saw him, you know, on the interview with his face and gestures, with that photo.
Oh, dude, his gestures just didn't seem right, man. His face, the way his face looked and his gestures just seemed a little sus. I felt, dude, why are they all like this?
It's so bad. Wait, what did? Whatever.
Dice flag, bro.
Until there was, you know, some other pictures that came up with other people.
What other people? Other pictures?
Dude, this guy's an idiot.
If you want me to say, there's a picture of Erica Kirk with a ponytail, and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby.
Oh my God. He saw a blonde ponytail that she wore in the past.
Oh my God, she was at a military base?
Dude.
No, wait, anyone who's ever been to a military base is obviously a Fed.
Dude, she wasn't at a military base. It was some other blonde girl with a ponytail. All he saw was a blonde ponytail. He's like, we got a blonde ponytail match. Couldn't be anyone else in the world. It was her, a blonde ponytail.
It's like that Jurassic Park meme when he's like, oh, dude, over here, look, we got Dunkus over here, or whatever. Dunkus, no one gives a shit. It's like that meme.
He's 95% sure that this was her ponytail. And this is enough for Candace to bring her on and like have this face like, oh wow, this is really serious. Were they wearing maroon? Says AC-130. I'm glad I didn't ban you. That's funny. This is so fucking funny, dude.
He's at Fort Worth, right?
Yeah. Fort Worth.
Past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before, and she was with that man in the lobby, and that man, he was present at that meeting.
Dude, what are we insinuating here? That she was at a meeting the night before planning out the details of the whole psyop? Like, is that what we're supposed to believe? Dude, it's so stupid. Griffin says, I believe him. We're going to show you some of the believers from TikTok. It's the number one trend on this morning on TikTok is all the wine moms of Candace that are believing this.
It's not Fort Worth. He said Fort Huachuca or whatever, which is or Huachuca, which is I figured this is what he was doing. I looked it up.
Is it Utah at least?
It's in Arizona, and I figured it was going to be this. It is a intelligence training center. So he basically, in my view, right, like that's what it's almost like bait, right? Or it's like
she was there being briefed for the meeting for the assassination psyop.
Yeah.
Totally checks out, I'm sure. Totally legitimate source here, dude. That Candace thought after all of this that this is who she's gonna drop. We're close, guys. She goes, we're so close. It's all about to come down. I got this source, and this is her dude.
And you know what
even her own stands are saying, Candace, this guy's a fraud.
Well, this is the thing too, is she said on her show, not yesterday, but the day before, she was like, oh, and I've gotten tips or whatever. And she kind of alluded to this guy. So this guy emailed her tips line, tips@CandaceOwens.com, what, 2 days before this? And her team did very little background or no background, and she just has them on. Dude, I've said this to a couple of people, but this is what everyone should be doing. Just flood her tips with this. It's a creative writing exercise, everybody. We're gonna all together do it. We're gonna create. It has to be believable that she says it on the show, okay? But it can't be so ridiculous, right? But also it has to be ridiculous enough that we can all laugh at how stupid it is. So
they
if we
already
can do
did
things
this
like,
to her. They trolled
Yeah, I
her.
know.
They already
I
did this.
know.
Remember? They
Everyone
had her
should be doing
read out an address of something that it was a conspiracy, and it was her lawyer's address.
Yes, yeah. If you guys if we can involve like the Napoleon Bonaparte family coming back to power, and like they're trying to help her and things like that. If we can include things like that in the lore, it'll be a great creative writing exercise for everybody.
Yeah, weave some Frankish narrative in there.
Yep.
That would be good.
Yeah,
She'd like that. Maybe
Napoleon-
some aliens.
Yeah, Napoleon is actually on the side of the Pleiadians against the Frankists, and he actually never died, and he's trying to overthrow Macron and his husband. Yeah, that makes sense.
The next morning.
If you had to put it at a percentage that you saw that the girl in the ponytail matches the description of Erica Kirk, what percentage would you put that at?
Those are really rare eyes.
I hate him.
Oh, so you saw the eyes too? Come on, dude. Rare. Blue eyes, blonde hair and blue eyes. Very, very rare. Couldn't have been anybody else. Must have been her.
They're literally in Arizona and like at a military, like an intelligence military base is.
Hold on, he says. Hold on, let's watch this. This guy is so unbelievable too with his facial
crazy.
expressions.
Yeah,
and his answers.
Body language expert.
Yeah, the body language. Yeah, bring on the body language expert, like they've all been doing. You can tell this guy's a fucking crank looking for a little bit of attention. Okay, I got to finish it, and we got to get into it.
What percentage would you put that at?
Those are really rare eyes. That's 95 to 99%. I can't imagine somebody else.
Okay, so what I'm going to say, because obviously that's very explosive, and it's one of the reasons why I wasn't sure if I wanted to have you on. I'm going to be honest with you, because
Okay, dude, she's the worst. Okay, so she didn't vet him apparently in his story, but the internet sure did immediately.
He was a medic. Like he has.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. If he was a medic, he could have still been on the base, right? But hold on, I was going to share footage of this whistleblower, but from a podcast he appeared on. He claimed that he saw her. Hold on, maybe this isn't what I'm looking for. This is it. Okay, so Evan Kilgore, this influencer, has been one of the top Candace promoters a lot since Charlie Kirk got assassinated. Based on everything I'm seeing, it looks like Mitch was a total fraud on Candace Owens' show tonight and likely straight up lied about who he saw at Fort Hakucha. There are reports that this Mitchell Snow is a fraudster, domestic violence charges, conflicting life stories. A lot of questionable details. Okay, this is her biggest promoter, basically, on Twitter. He's been 24-hour coverage, everything Candace is doing, every clip. And then Candace responds, "This ain't it. He was factually there. He factually stayed at the hotel he said he did. Factually stumbled upon a meeting in the exact building. At the exact time, we confirmed he was okay, dude, you can't say factually 5 times in the same little sentence. There was actually a brigade. So what are you disproving? Confirm a schedule, which I am doing. Oh my God, dude. It's going to come out. This is bullshit, just like every one of her other claims. And what is she going to do? She's going to double down and come up with a new one. That's what I think.
I want to see Erica Kirk's response to this. Like what if she was at the base? Like, I'm just going to entertain it right here. I'm just going to go ahead. Let's entertain it, because that's kind of how I like to do these things. Is I like to adopt the idea, Put it in there, and let's just do it. So okay, if she was there, what does that prove exactly? So you don't think that the Kirk family and the people at TPUSA are friends with, working with, or in any way involved with people that would be at a military intelligence base? That's ridiculous. The U.S. military and the people that are working in intelligence and things like that are obsessed with this kind of stuff. It's almost full of people that are into politics and all and geopolitics and all this other stuff. The idea that she doesn't know anybody at that base or couldn't be at that base for any other reason than she's planning her husband's assassination is just so stupid.
Yeah. Even just assuming he was right, like, okay,
right,
still,
that's what I mean.
What does that prove? Is the only explanation is that she was plotting the assassination and being briefed with the talking points? Like,
yes,
yeah.
I bet she is.
Candace thinks this is good enough to run with too. With all of the heat on her, this is how she responds.
Yeah, and then she goes, "Oh, I'm just asking questions, right?" And then she's gonna say, like, "Oh, Erica Kirk, I need to know, were you at this military base at this time?" Or you know, like these are, "Oh, I'm just asking questions" thing. That's what's gonna happen here. That's what's happening.
Yep. So listen how she started her show, by the way, too. Listen,
this is God's platform.
This is when you know that you're dealing with a psychopathic Christian grifter. Listen to what she says.
You know what? I am not. This is not my platform. Okay, I genuinely believe this is God's platform. I am a
God's platform. She's just a conduit of God. This is God speaking through her platform. God is on her side.
Remember what Tucker said. Anyone that's using Jesus and what he says as political tools, like that they're against Jesus, right?
Yeah. And then here's another one. Watch.
What can I say other than the fact that I do just feel on a spiritual level that we have been infiltrated? I'll ask.
Spiritual level. She just feels on a spiritual intuition, vision, revelation level. You know, she's never played chess before, but she's like a chess master.
So look, I'm going to be honest. I've never played chess before, but I.
Hold on, there it is.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I've never played chess before, but I do feel like I am a little bit of a chess master because I know the game the feds are playing, the military is playing. It's basically a psychological operation right now, employing all their troops yesterday to call me a fraud. Everyone stop.
Yeah, anybody calling you a fraud is a psychological operation. And you're just God's platform. And you're about to break the case. Dude, talk about a microcosm that explains like Candace completely. Thinks she's way smarter than she is.
So look, I'm going to be honest. I've never played chess before, but I do feel like I am a little bit of a chess master.
She feels like she's a chess master in her head.
I'm about to turn that in like a music video or something. Like, I don't know. It's so funny. It's so funny. Holy shit! I can't believe she said that. This is it's Dunning-Kruger doesn't describe like that. This is like a new level of Dunning-Kruger.
Slay queen.
You know what? I am not. This is not my platform. Okay, I genuinely believe this is God's platform. I am a conduit. I don't know why I have a platform, and I don't know why you have this luck in life.
Because you're an idiot and you were made famous by Jews, basically. Is why you've been allowed to be boosted and astroturfed by YouTube and the social media companies. That's why. Schizophrenia on full display.
Yeah, right. Well, it's funny because, you know, her whole story is that she was, you know, in high school, her white boyfriend called her the N-word, and that was the whole thing. And then she made like the doxing social credit thing. And then as the Trump train happened, she transitioned using like Dave Rubin and all these, you know, Daily Wire and TPUSA into like the Blexit girl. Which
never happened, which is a failure that never happened. And don't forget also, she did this scam where she sued her school for racism, number one, and then she had some lawsuit with her landlord where she pretended like she was all sick from mold and had all this back paid rent and stuff, and she lost that case and had to pay. She's a conduit of God, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is and then back then during that transition period, I would say like before she was on Dave Rubin, she was like submitting articles and things like that all over the place. They were talking about on Richards last night stream where there was a old publication called Trigger Warning, and the woman who ran it said that Candace submitted an article and it was so bad they were like, no, who the hell is this? And they threw it out. So she wanted to get into this. She ran towards it, if that makes sense. And she
worked for that shady talent agency too.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think is going on, is that basically they were like, okay, now you got to get your foot. You have to get your foot in the door or whatever with the right wing, and that's what she was doing back then.
Mm-hmm. Talent agency. She's with the shady wellness company network.
The wellness company, because what if the sore throat?
Wellness company.
I want to tell you guys about the wellness company, because what if the sore throat and fever?
They have teal connections. Is that not what the?
I think so. Yeah, and Goldco also, like Stu Peters.
What's the woman's name that covers this pretty heavily? And she blocked me.
Amazing Polly. Yeah, she unfollowed me too. She's Christ brained.
Yeah, she really can't handle it. But yeah, she does good work on this front.
Yeah,
she tracks all of them. Some of I would say, or some of the people that I'm friends with, I would say, are caught up in the wellness company Goldco thing. And I've reached out to them and I asked them about it and things like that. And it seems.
Yeah, well, Russia Today is boosting her as well, right, dude? It's like it's not like I'm just pointing out her sponsors and going like pretty sus. These are the two sponsors that I have been most suspicious of and talking about for years. So,
well, Stu Peters and all the Russian people, all of it. Well, and Polly has good receipts for this on her Twitter. She has good receipts, and the people that I've talked to who have been involved, what I think is going on is that it's not that they are coming to those people and saying, this is what you're going to say, this is what you're not going to say. What they're doing is they're kind of like, spreading the seed to everybody, right? They're trying to shoot the money cannon out to as many things as they can. And then the ones that rise to the top are the ones that they view as like manageable, is essentially what's going on. Mm-hmm. So it's not that they're telling, people like Hermes or whoever are in these, or who have some of these sponsorships. It's not like they're saying, okay, you have this sponsorship and now you're going to go crazy and talk about Israel, make everyone look stupid. No. Mm-hmm. What's happening is the sponsorships are being, like Sarah Stock and all these people that are involved that have those types of sponsorships, they're getting more based on their manageability by what I would say is the Teal network. Well, not just them, but Zionists in general is how it works.
Yeah. Different factions, different interests.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Overlapping sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, let's see a little bit more of this. I haven't seen the rest.
This luck in life. I really don't. I don't know why these things happen to you or why they happen to me.
God just has chosen you to be the voice to save us from the Frankist, I guess, Candace, and the Satanist.
Doesn't it remind you of Greg Ritter?
This guy?
Yeah, like the way this whole thing, like I'm the former military guy who's going to come in and tell you because I'm an expert because I was in the military.
Yeah, I don't know. He reminds me of somebody. I can't quite put my finger on it.
I'm not talking about looks or anything. I'm just talking about like the style of how he's doing this, where he's like, okay, I'm the military guy, and because I was in the military, I'm going to tell you.
It was way more legit military.
Yeah, I agree. I was just going to say this is like a less.
Google Pigna docs me sent $5. Sup goy.
Sup goy.
Hit that goal.
I know that my prayer was very intentional that night that I received that email. So I'm going to allow the internet to hear.
She got her email because her prayer was so intense. Totally.
Was very intentional.
I'm so convinced that so many of these people are basically like white, like they're I'm not saying like they're like astrology girls.
Yeah.
They're
and Christians. Girls. The Christian audience of hers. As well.
It's this weird like fusion. It's like new age astrology with Christianity. It's very weird.
Yeah. Highly superstitious and delusional.
Yes. It's
borderline schizophrenic.
Yeah. Like you can manifest things into the world.
Well, that's true to a degree.
Receive that email. So I'm going to allow the internet to hear your testimony.
So as I'm checking in and then I go to my room and then come back out, he was joined. And joined by a female that you can definitely tell when how do you put it, when people are well off and they're dressing down.
He just could kind of tell that it was a really rich person that was dressing down. You could just tell by what they were wearing. Dude,
everyone knows that.
This guy, just come out and say you saw her. If you saw her and you really think you saw her, just say that. The way he's like trying to like explain it just sounds like so theatrical or just like a bullshit artist.
Down. And it was
He's
Very
talking
well
how he
kept.
thinks somebody that would be telling this story would talk. That's what it's doing.
One
He's like
thing I
he's
noticed-
acting.
Like a real serious eyewitness testimony, right?
How if I was in a Jason Bourne movie, how would I talk about this?
Yeah, what does that mean? Like somebody looks like they're rich, but they're dressing down, or maybe it was just a blonde hair girl with a ponytail that was wearing some regular clothes.
Also, like the idea that on a military intelligence base there isn't like attractive females in ponytails is hilarious.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah.
That's ridiculous. It's like that's the joke in the military is that you join military intelligence to get with chicks. Like this is
But
so
the one
stupid.
that really stuck out to me was her eyes, and
okay, we saw that.
Some other pictures that came up with a lobby the night before.
Description of Erica Kirk. What percentage would you put that?
What I started seeing come across and got more familiar once I saw a picture of somebody in a ponytail with those eyes. That was that person. They were there. And yeah, the head of security there, he was one of the people walking out with the congressman. Now,
and you know what? So if they address this one and show where she was at, Candace will say they're lying, or why you being so defensive, or she'll just drop it and then move on to another kooky theory. That's all that will happen.
What can I say other than the fact that I do just feel was
Feel
created to traffic, to be clear. That's my opinion.
She did a 45-minute with this guy?
I couldn't find CID, but I don't know these people from TPUSA. Never been associated. I could recognize Charlie Kirk probably. But what I started seeing come across and got more familiar once I saw a picture of somebody in a ponytail with the French Foreign Legion. He got to learn a little bit about sometimes how in the intelligence world, how things cross over.
All right, Mr. Intelligence, Mr. Super Secret. His name was Harry Myers. He uses an alias because he discovered, what the hell? Is this really him? I fully believe him. Okay, here's the reaction. Here's the skeptical reaction. The really high IQ reaction from the Candace Owens followers. They all do the same thing. It's the gasping, the eyes, the hand over the mouth. Watch. First one. These, I didn't look for these. This is what TikTok pumped to me. Oh, John, what's up, dude? Thank you.
$30 to 200. Slava Adam and need more Amalek. Amalek should make his own CQ radio but try to be more tolerant and less spurgy on the Christian idiots. Ha ha. Anyway, the first copy of the upcoming book belongs to me, Adam. Sign it with your autograph.
Okay. I will get some autographed books for the top guys like John. Thank you, John. He saw Erica at the fort the night before the execution. Wow, what? Oh my God, Candace said it. It must be true. Watch how everyone's the same. Anyone else losing their minds at what Candace Owens dropped tonight? The latest drop? The latest Q drop? The latest breadcrumbs?
It's just QAnon again.
Yeah, this is Q-tard conspiratainment for Wine Mom, soap opera, true crime, murder, mystery. Just, it's so trash.
What's messed up is I have people who like know my political views from just, they know me or whatever, and they are reaching out to me being like, are you seeing what Candace is doing, all this other stuff? So, before when, we're talking about Jewish power and identity and sovereignty, it was, oh, you're hateful, oh, whatever. But now we got black conspiracy woman doing this, and everyone's just completely eating it up and being, reaching it. Oh, isn't this so crazy and interesting?
That our government was involved in this. Our government is involved in the cover up, and the people would have to okay that. Would be the very people that Charlie
changes everything. Changes
everything. Changes everything.
Changes.
I can't even tell if it's
changes
parody.
Everything.
Changes everything. It's not. They're all serious. They're all doing the same thing.
She was in the night before. This is on Maybe she was in the hotel.
Erica Kirk was where? I'm shook. Dude.
But maybe she was there.
Dude, some nobody comes on and says he thinks he saw it was her ponytail.
This is the night before. This is on maybe she was in the hotel.
Oh my God.
But maybe she was there.
Oh my God.
Arizona because she got involved with the military.
No.
Even Candace doesn't want to believe it.
And I didn't.
Do you hear?
Even Candace.
I said to myself,
They all do the same exact video,
She
dude.
doesn't want to. Dude, this is why I'm thinking. Okay, so when a lot of the TikToks, I had a family member explain this to me that they did like TikTok creation for a little bit, and what happens is you get these like DMs and they say, "Oh, we'll pay you $200. This is the video, the format that you need to do, and we'll pay you $200 sort of thing." And I think that that's part of what's going on. There's somebody doing this somehow that they're all doing the exact same video format. If you scroll through TikTok and type in Candace Owens. The videos, a lot of the videos, you can't distinguish between them because they're just like you showed. Now, obviously, some of that's just gonna, naturally happen. But I do think that there's some sort of push to this. It's
Dude,
not
some of those already had hundreds of thousands of likes too,
Yeah.
by the way. And it's the new trend on TikTok. And remember, didn't the Jews just buy TikTok? And this is still happening?
Mm-hmm.
And people
And
still
Instagram
can't put
is
it together?
Even crazier, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. How stupid can these goyim be? Here's another one.
The other person he was
Cross necklace detected. Fake heavy makeup, lip injections, cross necklace, check. She's like, I saw it on a podcast, on Candace's podcast.
It's like the girl from
Israel
South Park
did it.
episode. It's like the
Yeah,
girl
I
from
know.
South Park that was dating
That's what I'm riffing on, yeah. That's why I said that.
I had to pause today's episode of Candace so I can come talk to you guys because this has reached a whole new level of going max. This guy right here is ex-military. His name is Mitch, and he was on Fort Huachuca just the day before Charlie Kirk was killed. And he is saying that the day before, he was in a lobby on the military base, and he saw a woman who seemed like, she was wealthier but dressed down. And he said she had very blue eyes and a long ponytail. And he felt a certain way about the way her eyes looked.
This is Arizona. This is what every girl looks like in Arizona. Do you know how many blonde hair, blue eye girls there are in Arizona?
Yeah, they're either that or Latina. Or Mormon. Both.
Calling them creepy. He also referred to them as striking blue eyes. And then as the discussion went further, he was confirming that 95 to 99% sure that it was Erica Kirk. The other person he was certain he saw on that military base.
Dude, do you know how many guys? This looks like central casting military guy. There's probably 1,000 guys that look just like this on every military base around the world, right? He had a short buzz cut, a white guy, shaved beard, buzz cut. Like, okay, every military guy then? Yeah.
The whole point is that everyone looks the same. Does everyone understand that? That's the whole point. It's called uniformality. Does everyone understand? Everyone's on the same page. That's the reason in the military. This is so stupid.
Yeah. Every cop in town looks like him. Yeah.
The other person he was certain he saw on that military base the day before Charlie Kirk was assassinated is the man right here, Brian, who was Charlie's security person. Now, you can say this is all made up, but it was all verified. He has videos that were there. He has pictures
Hold on. He has no pictures or videos. Where are those? He doesn't have a picture of him, of Erica at the place. What are you fucking saying, you lying bitch? Shannon Hill News. Oh, my God.
Say this is all made up, but it was all verified. He has videos that were there. He has pictures from that day. He was there on the military base. Candace and her team have confirmed this. He paid for a room that night. Like all
By the way,
of the
Candace and her team, when they say that, it's a bunch of Candaces. It's a bunch of like midwit, like I'm not a misogynist or anything.
Yeah, and I'm not doubting maybe he was there. I'm doubting that it was Erica.
Yeah. It's just so stupid.
Is there. So is this 18-minute video that Candace was witness to. I'm still watching the episode. This is insane. If you guys are watching.
Didn't even finish the episode.
Yeah.
Holy
insane.
shit.
Yeah, she got something right. It is insane. So there you go. There's your Candace crew, the Wine Mom sleuths. Dude, this is such a good thread. I don't know what's going on with TikTok. I posted this 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 5 hours ago, and it's got 35 likes. This banger thread of all these retard Candace followers, Candace enjoyers. Dude, we're so cooked. I want to hear Tim Pool's latest on Candace,
Or
too.
either when he's in the news. The fall of Candace Owens is kind of a funny thing to say, considering her show has a meteoric rise over the past several months. It's actually more about the moral degradation of Candace Owens. And I know a lot of people, they keep doing this thing like, why are you talking about her so much? And I think it's silly considering how prominent she is. I'm not going to stop talking about Chuck Schumer either when he's in the news. And the question right now that we have is, what is the purpose of the lies, the manipulations, and the destruction that we're currently seeing in the right populist movement? I mean, beyond just MAGA. You've got your MAGA.
Oh, dude, hold up. Breaking news. Frog news is here.
Helena
Hold
Troy
on.
sent $10 Yule Fest.
Yule Fest. Where's my thing for the news? We got some breaking news. I wanted to do it. Yeah, dude, where is that noise? I can't find it. Dude, you do a pretty good impression of it. What is that called? Why am I not finding it?
It's called Morse code.
Morse code. I'll look up
Put
code.
a ticket in, make a living gay.
Boom. All right. That's what Candace is doing. All right, we got some breaking news here. Fresh off the presses, Frog Eyes was stationed at the Area 51 Cloning Center and saw a blonde ponytail that looked like Erica Kirk emerge out of a cloning chamber. Guys, somebody message Candace in her tip line. Send them Frog Lies information. Get them on the show immediately. Okay.
People, they love Trump. Trump can do no wrong. I don't really agree with that, but there's a populist movement of people that are moderate to right-leaning that helped the Republicans win, helped Donald Trump win. And what did this result in? Well, USAID is gone, the border is secure, and Republicans just passed a bill to stop child sex change surgery. However, if the Democrats win in the midterms, all of this can be undone. Trump will be impeached, and it'll probably get bad. There'll be committees, subpoenas, and they're going to exercise power to the most extreme degree capable. And they probably are going to win. And one of the reasons is everything that Candace Owens is doing to undermine the suburban female vote that the Maha movement helped bring to Donald Trump. And
suburban female vote.
Is it intentional? Perhaps. Either way, she is burning everything down for personal gain. And, it's demoralizing.
I agree with that. It is demoralizing.
Helena of Troy sent $10 Yule Fest.
Yule Fest. Is that what this is? Instead of Amfest, we're having a Yule Fest. It is getting close. When is Christmas? The Wednesday? Thursday?
Yeah,
okay.
like that.
Christian TikTok, dude. This is what else the algorithm was pumping me today.
I saw the rapture. Repent now.
Mr. Harlan, it's okay. You're safe. Breathe for me.
The sky opened. I saw it. He's coming.
Heart rate spiking 118.
Repent, all of you.
Sir,
There's
listen
no
to me.
time.
Dude, no joke, there's Christians in the chat that don't realize this is AI. He isn't crazy. He's coming. Have your hearts ready, please. That's the top comment. He isn't crazy. I believe him. The rapture is sooner than many think. This had 3,000 likes this morning. In comparison, my posts on TikTok get like 5 likes if I'm lucky. So there's that, and then there's this guy, of course. Here's the latest.
Sir, you can't go against the Jews. Sir, you can't turn away. You can't turn away from the Jews. You can't hate the Jews and expect not to go to hell. That's in Genesis 12, 1 through 3. Those who curse the Jews, I will curse. God said that.
Sir,
God said that. The Jews told me so. Here's Trump shilling. Bringing God back into our lives. We all need religion. We all need Hashem. We all need the Avraham, the God of Avraham. Avraham. We all need our Messiah, our Moshiach.
I really believe you can't be happy without religion, without that belief. I really believe it. I just don't see how you can be.
Insane.
So let's bring religion back. Let's bring God back into our lives. Thank you all very much.
Dude, people will literally say, the same people that will say Trump is owned by the Jews, he's a slave to the Jews, then they'll say they're trying to destroy Christianity. They want to get rid of Jesus, right? There's nothing they hate more. How do people not square this?
It's so
Do the
frustrating.
math. And they're always doing it. Here's you. Notice how they focus. Typo here. Notice how they focus. They are on it being a true story. So Secretary Hegseth, yesterday we gathered at the Pentagon to worship the King of the Jews.
And John chapter 1, and the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Born in Bethlehem 2,000 years ago, the greatest story ever told.
Greatest lie ever
best
sold.
part about it is it's a true story.
True!
I know every single day you face...
The best part about it is that it's definitely not a lie. Definitely not a myth.
He's saying like you would talk to a bunch of kids about Santa Claus.
Yeah. It's
Same
definitely
energy.
true.
And the best part, guys,
Yeah.
it all really happened.
Born of a virgin, definitely true.
And the best part about it is it's a true story.
No, the worst part about it is that it's a lie.
I know every single day you face unthinkable and maybe even seemingly impossible obstacles as you protect the freedoms that we enjoy. And I just want to know that there are so many people lifting you up in prayer and committing to pray for each and every one of you.
Let's go die for Israel.
9:6 reads,
Goyim.
To us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And in his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.
I'm so grateful to God for each and every one of you, and so grateful for the sacrifices that you make.
And I'm so grateful for the sacrifice of this animal that makes this beautiful, expansive fur coat. What is that, a cow? What is that?
I have no idea what that is.
I'm so grateful for the sacrifice of the animal that lost his life so I could be warm on this beautiful December night.
That you make.
For thine is the Prince of Peace.
I'm so grateful to God for each and every one of you, and so grateful for the sacrifices that you make.
For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. God bless you, and a Merry Christmas to each and every one.
Did he say Zion?
I'm so grateful for the sacrifices that you make.
For thine is the kingdom, and
the Zion is the kingdom? Is that what he said?
I think it's thy. I think he meant
thine is the kingdom,
and I think
you, and so grateful for the sacrifices that you make.
For thine is the kingdom, and the power.
Thine is the kingdom, like with
thine.
Thine is in the
Okay, thank you.
Hey, but you know what? Thine might as well be Zion right at this point.
Yeah.
So hey, somebody made a comment earlier, and I've been thinking about it since they said it. You know, they said like, "Hey, thank you, Amalek and Adam, for like not, even though that Kirk and these guys are Zionists or Christians and Zionists, like we're telling the truth." That's kind of how you know that like people like us are like authentic with this. We're not just chasing whatever kind of like fits the narrative. Like if it, you could sit there and shit on TPUSA and all this other stuff. We could, be, oh, Kirk's evil and all this, all these other things, but. When you kind of like follow what's actually happening in the truth, that's how this, that's
just calling balls and strikes, ladies and gentlemen. All I have is my word. No, seriously though, the track record, the consistency, the credibility,
Nick was talking about that on his stream last night or 2 nights ago, whatever it was. That he's like our currency is our legitimacy is our power, basically, and it's so true.
The integrity to call even TPUSA, who I've always been super critical of, and I still am critical of. They're Zionist frauds, basically, and traitors. But still, if they're being wronged, or if people criticize, just because people are criticizing them and they're Zionists and people are critical of Jews, they're still being stupid, and I will call it out. True.
Yeah.
So
I posted in the chat some clips too. You might have gone over some, or some of them might be there, but and I put title in there too. So if you want to go through some of those later too. But yeah, you can play the data.
Oh yeah, Erica Kirk meditation.
She has a whole YouTube channel like this.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna bookmark that for later.
Yeah.
Catch my drift.
Flashlight glove is quickly.
I'm just joking. Just joking. Totally joking, you guys. Okay, there's a new movie out. Shilling the Lion of the Tribe of Judah, the branch, King David.
Yep.
Our Moshiach, King David. Here's the trailer for the new.
I love the trailer's awesome.
Angel, they're the Christian Zionist studio that does Chosen, I think. Do they do the Chosen series?
I think
and
so.
Then they do all the Christian movies. They did the Nazi movie about Bonhoeffer also, right? I can't remember some of the other ones, but look at this. Looks legit like Pixar, Disney quality. Uh-oh. Shit. Dude, what's going on?
They're also the one that made that Sound of Freedom. Remember that?
Oh yeah. We're saving.
That's actually kind of
we're saving the children.
Yeah. I mean, that was actually like I think that was an important movie, just like historically speaking, because I think it did mobilize people. Unfortunately,
I didn't watch it. I don't know if I've ever seen one of their movies.
It's like all this stuff. It takes like the 10% that's true and it mixes it with lies. So.
Oh, dude, I thought Erica Kirk was gonna be like on the meditation.
No. It's even creepier. It's like waves playing as she basically like. It's just like I said. You got.
Oh, dude. Okay, bro. She's his mind control. She's a hypnotist. She's a magician.
Yes. That's what it's like.
Meditations to start the week off.
Listen, ready, guys?
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Monday Meditations.
Charlie
to start
Kirk's
the week
like,
off right, the phrase we're going to be meditating on is the sermon people never hear you preach. There's something I've been thinking about a lot lately, and we spend a lot of time as Christians talking about truth. We fight for it, we defend it, we post.
Okay, it's just her talking with meditation music, not really a meditation.
Hold
yeah.
on. Right.
I don't want to play the whole thing. I can't handle
No.
that
But hold on. My point to this is she's like a new ageist Christian almost, and the place that this stuff is like supported on, and the places that she was like speaking at are these giant, what I would call like gemstone type Christianity, right? Where they've got like the big planes and they're going up there and it's like overly produced. They're wearing, flashy things. And it's all part of that ecosystem where these, Catholics and Ortho bros and all these guys, they hate the Protestant evangelicals because of this stuff. You know what I mean? This almost like a business type, overly produced Christianity. And she was just fully embedded with it. And when you go through this YouTube channel and you listen to some of this, it's like a whole production went into making this. And it's got 40,000 views, basically nothing.
Huh.
So I just think it's interesting, like what kind of Christian she was is interesting to me, or is rather.
There's a light
Seems pretty
in the
normal.
distance, and if you listen, you'll hear it calling your name. David! Come on, let's go! I'm just a shepherd, but deep down, I know I can take on the world.
There's the Christians.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
Over the land. Our enemies will strike once more.
See if you can find the whitest person in this.
Warrior you have ever seen.
Okay. Now imagine somebody ate him.
The magical Jew takes down the Gentile giant. This looks like really good quality.
I agree. I'm gonna go see it.
I told you God had big plans for you.
Are they going to have him as an adult
Look how white he
collecting
is.
the 200 foreskins?
No, it doesn't seem so.
You will serve us.
They may have.
No, you will serve the Moshiach, son of David.
In my view. Let's finish watching.
Go ahead. In your view, go ahead.
In my view, like the story of David is literally, it's like Revenge of the Nerds. It's like the seething little guy versus who the Jews were like surrounded by, which was like
Underdog versus the empire.
Yes, yeah. It's basically, yes, exactly. It's like a reversal of Hercules. It's a reversal of Ajax. It's a reversal of all of what I would call like a Greek hero tale, right? Where it's taking that premise and it's flipping it on its head. That, we talk about all the time, the pagan pagan or Greek influence on the New Testament, but and I don't think we talk enough about it here, is like the pagan or Greek influence on the Old Testament. And it's just very clear that that's what this story is. That's what the David and Goliath story is it's a polemic on how to, or like a mythological telling of the underdog or the seething Revenge of the Nerds going against the Esau Chad or the athletic kind of person or whatever. So the fact that they kind of almost explicitly do that in the movie is kind of interesting or funny.
Underdog story.
Yeah.
Would you mind? David, you saved us! No, it's not about me!
Who better to lead us into battle than David?
I never asked for this.
You really think one stone is enough to defeat my entire army? We have to get up there.
And Jesus represents the stone as well. God, I keep doing this. I do not. Every time I click here, it goes to their website.
This is all my fault. The people are divided, David. I am trying to reunite us.
Totally all real, man. Yeah, enjoy your goy slop Jewish fairy tales, goy.
Nothing they hate more. They never make anything about the Bible.
Yeah.
David will rescue us. David! I can't do this alone. I trust my shepherd to look after me. David!
Where are you going?
To bring our people home.
David the movie in theaters now. Celebrate Christmas.
You know who this goes hard for the most?
Buy tickets now.
I sent it to him right away when I saw it. Adam King. Yeah, right? Imagine, like, I just want everyone to put themselves in, like, Adam King's shoes for a second. I know, very dirty shoes or whatever. You guys don't like his shoes. You don't like him. But listen, just put yourselves in his shoes, and he just saw that. He believes, truthfully, that he believes this. Whether it's true or not doesn't matter. He believes that he is a direct descendant of King David. Okay, so what we have is the entire country or America or the right wing in politics or Christians or however you want to frame this is all excited and getting ready to go see a movie that he thinks is about his ancestor. Okay, and like imagine how much that gasses him up. Imagine the confidence you have growing up and having that kind of connection to these stories. You know what I mean? He thinks. Jews think they're the main character of the story because Christians have elevated them to that position. Period. That's why.
Yep. Yeah. Do you think Adam King hates the fact that Christians are making a video about David and everybody's going to the theater to watch a movie about David?
$5 on Rumble. Does David cut off the giant's foreskin with his own sword?
It wasn't that giant. It was Philistines. I don't know if they were all the Philistines were giants, though. Or if they were just normal height and David was just a small little Jew. I couldn't tell you. But yeah. So now everybody, this another Need More Amalek tweet. Here you can see one of the oldest Christian traditions, an ethnically Jewish Christian imparting a false victimization narrative from the Hebrew Bible into Gentiles as a marketing device. When I saw Jack Posobiec and others saying like, oh, hey, the satanic Hollywood is trying to suppress the movie from the theaters, right? That they were all saying that.
What's that woman's name? The sportswoman who's against trans people. I can't.
Riley Gaines.
Riley Gaines. All of them are doing this. All of them. It's a network.
I have her. Wall Street Mav. They're doing it. Look, David is one of the oldest tales in our history.
And they don't have to do the ad. They don't have to they don't have to disclose this as an ad because they might not even be paid. They might not be paid. This just might actually be free. Now, I doubt people like him are not being paid. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. But they don't need to be.
Disney and Paramount are allegedly using you don't want to get sued, using their distribution strength to keep David out of theaters. Oh, they're conspiring. They're trying to destroy it, right, guys? They are allegedly threatening to withhold Zootopia, Avatar, and SpongeBob from theaters that show David. I bet that's just such bullshit, dude. They're probably going to be sued over this. Watch. Why are Disney and Paramount allegedly, this is how you know that it's not really happening. They keep saying allegedly. Targeting a Christian movie. Oh, they hate Christians so much. The victim complex. Based on their history and their woke agenda in their movies, this raises serious concerns. Disney and Paramount don't want the competition of a child-friendly, family-oriented movie from a small studio like Angel Studios. Total victimhood.
Angel Studios, David vs. Goliath. Hi, this is Rob Schneider. I just heard something kind of crazy. That the studio Goliaths, Disney and Paramount, are telling the movie theaters to limit the number of screens that is going to Angel Studios' new movie, David vs. Goliath. Kind of ironic that the Goliaths, Disney and Paramount are doing that to the little movie company, Angel Studios, David vs. Goliath. Hey, I saw the film.
Notice how they even do the underdog story in the within this, right? This is how they frame everything.
Yeah, this is their marketing ploy, basically.
It's tomorrow, December 19th. I hope you'll go see it with your family. You'll love it, I promise you. Have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, because I'm sure the struggling movie theaters where there's hardly any movies coming out, I'm sure they're just blocking it just for no reason, right? So stupid, man. Here's I think this was a viral one too. See through it all? No, not viral. Christians are making videos about a Jew ruling the world again. Let's hear the latest cinematic piece here from Joel Richardson. Author of Why a Jew Rules the World. Have you seen it? I haven't watched it yet.
Oh yeah. There's two. It's pretty long, but it's good.
Okay.
The people group, who have been the single most hated people group in the history of mankind, have a king who's going to come back and literally rule the entire earth. It's offensive to Gentiles, but the reality is the Bible teaches that someday a divine Jewish God-man is going to split the sky. He's going to come back and rule the entire earth.
Yeah, the Gentiles aren't happy. The Goyim aren't happy about it. Actually, they are happy about it, sadly, because
they're actually begging for it. They're basically the Gentiles, the Muslims, and the Christians are basically all Moshiach now posting.
Yeah. But interesting reveal though that this is a Jewish king coming to conquer the Gentiles, right? That he realizes this.
Rule the entire earth.
We Gentiles have to submit ourselves to the testimony of the Father in the Torah and the prophets.
Oh my God. Do you hear this propaganda? Gentiles, submit yourselves. Did you hear that one?
This is what churches say today.
Yeah.
When's the last time you were at a church service? It's explicit now. I don't know. Mm-hmm. You can probably find them on Sundays, streaming on Facebook or streaming on. Maybe the one that I go to streams their services. Maybe I'll send it to you so you can see what I'm talking about. They're all like this now. Catholics aren't like this.
Pass.
All of them are.
We Gentiles have to submit ourselves to the testimony of the Father in the Torah and the prophets.
Hey, submit yourself to the Torah and the prophets and the Jewish God and his chosen people and the Messiah.
Last time I went into a church, I walked in and they're singing a song and it was Hebrew. It was in Hebrew. And then the chorus was just, it was like them saying over and over again, we bow down, we bow down, we bow down, over and over and over again. It's like linguistic, neuro-linguistic.
How about the song Joy to the World that people are going to be singing, the famous Christmas carol? Joy to the world, he rules the world, right? I love this. It's like, hey, fellow Gentiles, we got to submit to the Torah.
We Gentiles have to submit ourselves to the testimony of the Father in the Torah and the prophets, and submit ourselves to the tenets that He has chosen, that He has ordained and spoken. And when we do that, the Gentile humility that comes forth loves and affirms this kingdom hope being restored to Israel.
Oh, the Gentile humility for the chosen people, man.
It affirms a gospel that gives strength in the inner man of Gentiles.
Well,
to
I mean, this is
love
real great
the
Christianity.
Jewish man,
You're
to
supposed
love
to be
his
humble.
kingdom.
Like, that's what you're supposed to be.
Yep.
So.
That is coming, and to love the Jewish people whom he was born within.
Okay, so you go, how is it that all the peoples of the earth will be blessed by giving Israel this piece of land? Well, it's very simple. This piece of land is the launching pad. It's the platform. It's the springboard whereby Jesus will come back and rule on the earth from Jerusalem, and he will extend peace to the nations like a mighty river. It's very simple. There is a holistic, symbiotic relationship between Jesus ruling and reigning on the throne in Jerusalem and all the nations of the earth being blessed. You cannot separate the new covenant from the Abrahamic promise to give the people of Israel this land. They're intertwined, they're interconnected, it's one and the same.
When the kingdom comes and it's fully restored, as Jesus teaches them, after the resurrection, this is almost as exclusive teaching as on the restoration of the kingdom. But that restoration isn't coming to Rome. It doesn't involve the restoration of the monarchy in London.
No, it doesn't. It's the destruction of Rome in London.
Yeah.
Dude, there's. Lawful Pencil says, how can you watch this and not get it yet? Yeah. And sorry, but saying, this is just Schofield dispensationalists, that's not going far enough.
I've had this idiot in my replies the last couple of days who's like, you don't understand. The Jews today aren't actually Jews. They're Canaanites. And he's linking me like studies that show that, that basically show that, the ones that we use to disprove the Khazar theory that shows that Jews have like an ethnic basis for their group or whatever, that he's linking me those and being like, see, like, this is how we defeat them. We were never going to convince all the Christians to stop being Christian, but if we convince the Christians that Jews are actually Canaanites, then we win. Like, how does that change what is being said on the screen right now? No, it doesn't do anything at all to this. It's not an argument against any of this stuff. It doesn't actually fight against the issue.
Involve Washington, D.C. It involves that city, Jerusalem, on that hill where he will return and set his feet, and from there he'll rule and reign.
Should we serve the poor? Absolutely, because it bears witness of the day that the king reigns from Jerusalem and he ends poverty and exalts the oppressed and fights for the needy. That's a beautiful day, and how gorgeous would it be if we can be a people
I wonder where communism came from.
The cares of this world, but we can look to the joy set before us in the age to come.
We just got to keep feeding Africa and the third world and letting their populations explode. And then Jesus will come and save everybody. Then we can all worship the King of the Jews together.
They're kind of right. By doing what they're doing, it is like spreading the Torah. It's spreading the word, right? Because people see it and they're like, these Christians are feeding us, or they're doing this, or maybe there's something to it kind of thing. And it's not just Christians, it's Islam too. And like, that's why these guys are, that's why that's part of how it spreads so much.
Yeah, they're not just feeding people, they're saving souls. That's why they do it. That's why they do the outreach and the community service and the charity, is to convert people. That's the main purpose.
Yeah.
Also, or at least that's how it functions, right? People think they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart and because Jesus said to, but a lot of it is virtue signal and just outreach for converts.
I actually believe that there's a better kingdom coming, a better dominion coming, a better crown coming, and I can trust him, and I'm going to live in a way that honors him so that I can beckon you into the beauty of the kingdom, because I want the table of the wedding feast to be as crowded as possible.
But what if it doesn't even end there? It's not just the restoration of Jerusalem, but it's the restoration of Israel, the restoration of the Jewish people, where they'll see him for who he is. They'll welcome him for who he is. And what if it's not just then the restoration of Israel, but the time of cursing has given way now to the time of restoration, and by virtue of Israel's blessing, all the nations of the world are invited into this restoration. And this is when we see the restoration of all things.
Now, of course, we still have sin, death, corruption, all of the things that make us sigh and groan, but The deal has been done, and the day is coming when he will split the sky, and the full effects of the cross will become ours. We will inherit eternal life.
The programming here, they're just showing all Oscar while they do it.
Joy, peace, and justice. The kingdom of justice and righteousness will be established, and of the increase of that government, of the increase of his government, there will be no end. This is the embodiment of biblical hope. This is what the scriptures promise, and this is what the poor and the
holy rocks
and the lowly of the earth have been longing for and
God
yearning
split that
for
rock.
from the beginning. This is biblical hope. This is what we're waiting for.
Imagine how easy our job would be if this was every single Christian, though, right?
Because
right,
yeah,
like,
if
right now,
they are. Look at this guy. This is how they are.
There's not a lot of like what people in our sphere or Christians in our sphere, like nationalist Christians who don't have a problem with those types, right? Like they think they're all subversive and everything like that. So
yeah. Except they're the minority, and these are the ones with all the power.
Google Pagan and Dox Me sent $5. I'm sure it's been said before, but I was thinking about how Christianity was only based in the past because it was during time where we literally needed castles and fortresses defending ourselves. But now we have the safety to be libtarded as possible.
I don't see. We still need castles and borders to defend ourselves, but in private gated communities. It's up and locked doors, but that doesn't mean it was based. It's not based because we needed castles. I don't get that argument. But here's another Christ guy.
Israel, Jew, Hebrew is mentioned in the Bible. I mean, you want to get rid of them, forget about the Jew. Only mentioned what? I did a check, 2,860 times. You understand? This is a book written by Jews. The New Testament church founded by Jews. The Messiah is Jewish. The mother was Jewish. The 12 apostles, Jewish. And this is a movement. In the Bible, Paul said, hey, man, I grieve over my countrymen because the blindness has come over them until the fullness of the Gentiles comes in. You catch that? And then when the Gentile harvest, the number of souls, whatever that mysterious number is of souls that get saved, is done, boom, history flips back to the Middle East.
The harvest of the stubble of Esau that will be burnt by Jacob and the flame of Joseph.
And then all of Israel shall be saved. What part of Israel? All of Israel. Well, where is Israel in the Bible? Like I said, what was it? What I gave you the number. Only 2,860 times. This is God's story about starting off with man falling, finding his Abraham, beginning the movement of a tribal people that become a nation, and then God's promise to the world through that nation, and then going back to deal with that nation. Where is Jesus returning to? Trenton, New Jersey? He's coming back to the Mount of Olives. Why that GPS? I wonder why. Why does he care? I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the new Jerusalem coming down out of heaven. The Jesus who's the Lion of the tribe of the Yehuda, the Jew, is going to reign on his throne forever.
Actually, Jew is only a word from 400 years ago in the 1600s. I bet you didn't know that. They actually didn't Jewify the Bible until Schofield Rothschilds rewrote the whole Bible and made it Jewish.
I hate it, dude. I hate it so much. I deal with this every day. I posted another thing too in there.
12 Jewish gates, I guess, for the 12 apostles. It's all named after them. And then the end consummates with King Jesus, the tribe of Judah, the Jewish Mashiach, ruling over his global dynasty. It's a wild thing.
Oh, what? The Moshiach.
But it's the word of God.
But as I read it in a book. All right. Dude, I think I'm going to wrap it. I'm at 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I'm not feeling well. And I got so much stuff to cover. Maybe I'll just do a stream Sunday night or something. I'm sure more will happen since then too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I'm sure there won't be anything stopping anytime soon. It's just Friday, so.
Yeah. All right. There's nothing.
One thing that drives me nuts about the whole like you aren't Jew argument is it the whole concept of like the way words evolve. They just don't understand. It would be like if they it'd be like if you said, obviously Romans ate bread, okay? So everyone understands the Roman military ate bread, okay? That word for bread is not the word that they use. They use like panini or something like that, whatever the root word is. And eventually we now use the word bread. It's like these guys are doing this thing with the word Jew where they're saying, oh, bread didn't exist until the word bread was invented. It's so incredibly stupid.
If the word didn't exist, then the Jews didn't kill Jesus because it's the same word.
It's just so stupid. And well, if we just accept their the etymology argument that they're making here, it's misunderstanding how words evolve over time. It's so stupid. It just it drives me nuts.
Like this one, Jesus is God. "Quote unquote, Jew is a modern construct. Israel is not Israel 1948. And they of course they ask Grok the retard question: is the word Jew ever written in the Bible in any of the original languages? Hey, guess what? Neither is Jesus. Neither is Christ. Original languages written in the Bible? Yes or no? One word. Don't you love how they try to trick? And pull game Grok?
It's so funny. It's so ridiculous.
Ask a stupid loaded question and only answer yes or no with one word. Has anybody claimed that Jew, Jew, is in the Bible? No, it's Iudaeus, an Iudaean. This is how stupid they are. They think this is a win. And no matter how, Amalek says, you people are so stupid. It is incredible. Please fuck off forever. No matter how many times they get corrected. This is somebody that follows me too. Look at this. 1,400 followers. No matter how many times we correct this retarded argument, they all keep making it.
They can't help themselves.
Black pilling. All right. Thanks for joining in again, man.
Yeah, no problem. It's fun. I love it.
Helping me get through it. Helping me cope through it. This Jewish Twilight Zone.
I don't know how much this is true. I'm just kind of scrolling through my timeline. It looks like the Trump administration is not releasing the Epstein files, maybe.
Oh, is that what's supposed to happen today? And his announcement today was drug prices, right?
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Everybody have a nice weekend. Happy Friday. Have a nice weekend. I will see you guys maybe Sunday night, if not for sure Monday morning. I'm going to do a couple streams before Christmas. And, watch the collapse. Hail Amalek. The cope is so bad. TikTok's Christian get mogged. You are Jewish dorks. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a nice night. Let me know what you think in the comments. Clip the show. Share the links. Give it a thumbs up. And I will see you guys again soon. Thanks, Amalek.
Yep. See you.